You're looking at the most sacred hedges in all of college football. Welcome, everyone, Between the Hedges in Athens, Georgia, where today a record crowd of over 85,000 people at Sanford Stadium will watch the host Georgia Bulldogs take on the LSU Tigers. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones, and this game features two teams that had disastrous seasons last year and now are in search of the road back to respectability. Joining me for today's game is Tim Brandt. And Tim, it's nice to have you back aboard as our college football crew at ABC.
Mark, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And what a way to start. Two of the most decorated football programs in all of college football. And although they have hit hard times in recent years, two very young coaches trying to get them back. Curly Holman now makes his debut this afternoon with LSU. Now, the coaches there say expect the unexpected because it's young and the club is inexperienced. Now, on the other side of Ray Goff, they have played a game. He's had 3 great years of recruiting. Last week they beat Western Carolina 48-0. And I'll tell you something. Last week's game, having one under the belt, is a huge advantage for the Dogs.
Tim, Coach Ray Goff has a bit of a coaching dilemma on his hands, but the type of coaching dilemma at quarterback that most coaches would love to have.
Well, you've got Greg Talley. He's the 5th-year senior, the stabilizer. He's been here forever. Not overly talented, but I tell you, he's a great leader. He'll start the game, go a couple of series. Then we see the young phenom, Eric Zier, turned 19 yesterday. They say he's one of the best young quarterbacks you will ever see.
Well, nobody said it was going to be easy being a legend, but they have tapped him with that label. We'll be back for the kickoff. LSU against Georgia. Stay with us.
For years, I never even thought about it. Guess I just didn't want to face things. Yeah, I've been there. That long ago? I didn't know about your parents back then. He asked.
Jordan drives and misses. Michael throws it away. Jordan falls. This is a nightmare.
You want to be sure of your game. You also want whole grain nutrition. Wheaties is made with 100% whole grain. These cereals are not. So if you want to rest a little easier, better get your whole grain.
You better eat your Wheaties.
There are things in this life we can all count on. Qualities that we have come to know and trust. Pride, good friends, and simple, honest values. These are the things we know we can depend on. Chevrolet. The cars more Americans depend on.
The heartbeat of America.
When you've got a tough case of athlete's foot, the itching, the cracking, the burning, you want a medicine that acts tough. Tough-Actin Tinactin. Clinically proven Tinactin cures even the tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. Get Tough-Actin Tinactin.
ABC's College Football, brought to you by Today's Chevrolet, who invites you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. By Payne Weber, we believe our most important investment is an investment in relationships. And by UPS, now offering 10:30 a.m. guaranteed overnight air delivery.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sanford Stadium. Mark Jones along with Tim Brandt. A look at the series record. LSU leading there, including a win last year, 18-13. Pedro Suarez will kick it off for LSU. They have Georgia did win the toss. Andre Hastings and Chad Wilson will be back to receive for the Bulldogs.
Chad Wilson is the fastest guy on his Georgia team, too. He runs a 4.40. They'd like to get him the football. He's young and inexperienced, but he has speed.
It'll be Hastings at the goal line. He's got some room, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line by Wayne Williams of the Tigers. So the Georgia Bulldogs will start their attack at the 26-yard line. And Greg Talley will be spearheading the offense. 6'1", 188-pound senior quarterback from Valdosta, Georgia. We talked about him in the opening, and now he will go to work.
He was 4 for 7 last week, 98 yards and a touchdown.
1st and 10. The toss to Larry Ware. And he stopped up at the 29. A gain of close to 3-yard line. Mark Boutte on the stop. A look at the Georgia offensive backs and receivers. Talley, Max Straw, Ware, and Evans, and Hastings. Up front, the offensive line, relatively small. Williams, Roberts, DeFore, Tellis, Millen, and Mitchell. It is 2nd and 7. Talley hands off to Ware. Gain of about 3 yards on the play. And here's a look at the defensive unit for the LSU Tigers. Curly Hallman brought a lot of bodies today. He brought 70 players to the game, and a lot of bodies will be changing numbers. The defensive backs, one of the strengths of this team. Wayne Williams, the leader at cornerback. 3rd and 3 for the Bulldogs. Little play action. Talley fires complete. Chad Wilson makes the catch at the 43-yard line. And Georgia notches their first down of the game.
Chad Wilson, the bottom of your screen right here, comes down, just tries to get into the middle of the zone, finds the seam. Now watch him drift. Drifts back over to the football, goes down and makes the catch. He's only a sophomore out of Jessup, Georgia, but he has speed.
Backs are split. Ware takes the handoff onto the left side. Stopped up by Reggie Walker, the Tigers.
A couple of things that we should mention, Mark, right at the top. This is a new offense for Georgia, and it's been a tough adjustment for the offensive line. New techniques, and there are some question marks there as well. Wayne McDuffie's the new offensive coordinator, so he's trying to keep things rather simple, trying to keep things basic, and yet Georgia will throw more than we have seen them in the past years.
They are very excited about Wayne McDuffie's new offense here in Georgia. 2nd down. Talley back to pass. Complete over the middle. To number 82, Shannon Mitchell.
Shannon Mitchell's the guy they say was the most improved player in spring. He came back. He was a high school player that his high school team went 29-1. He was Mr. Football in Tennessee. Watch him drift now. Left to your screen. I'll tell you what. Talley looked on him right away. Never looked off and went right to him.
An 8-yard gain for the first down. The backs are in the eye. Ball at the 45-yard line. It's Ware again. This time he stopped up as he crosses the 45 by Mark Boutte again. His 2nd tackle of the game.
Boutte, 6'4", 260-pound senior. He's the guy they're going to look to for a lot of leadership. Best natural ability on that front line. All-conference player in the SEC. Played tackle as a freshman, then moved to nose guard as a sophomore. Now they moved him back outside because they need that contained support.
Max Strong and Garrison Hurst now are the backs for the Georgia Bulldogs. 2nd and 9. Play action. Talley looking to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Completes it to Hurst.
Should be a face mask.
But there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, no question about it. It's a face mask. It was inadvertent, but he did have his hand on it. Boy, that's a big play by Talley. They talk about not having a whole lot of ability. The fans here say, well, he can't run, he can't throw well. He just keeps on playing and plugging, and he's steady. And he's very smart. This time he drifted and hit it big.
The face mask infraction was on Corey White.
Incidental face mask, 5 yards against the defense. First down.
This play is made by Talley. Now, after the scramble, here he goes, and you see the face mask right there. No question about it. Reggie Walker, number 56, inadvertently grabbed it. That happens. Although, as a former defensive player, I never liked it. I mean, you just get caught up in there.
A look at the first-year head coach, Curly Hallman of the LSU Tigers. His defense giving up a lot of ground here early in the game. Talley 3 for 3 with 37 yards. And this time, he hands it off to Max Strong.
Somebody lost their helmet in there.
I hope it was only a helmet.
Yeah, the head wasn't in it. Yeah, there it is, Boutte again. You got to love that guy. 51 solo tackles last year, 6 sacks, all conference. He's out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. See, this drive right here is an indicator of what happened last week. They've got that one game under the belt. They're a little bit more in sync than LSU.
Marshall and Evans are the receivers. It is 2nd and 6. Talley completes it to the 11. That's Arthur Marshall. The tackle made by Wayne Williams.
Right now, LSU's playing very soft. See, he's already 5 yards off. Marshall will go to him, drive him off, and come back for the football. Again, it's that experience. He's a senior, Marshall is. Missed last year with leg injuries. He broke his leg in the opener in 1990, but now he's back, and he had 1 reception last week. He just matched that here, and he'll be close to the first down.
And they will bring the chains in to measure for the first down.
See, Marshall had already gotten enough for the first down, but when the defensive back closed on him, he had to come back to the football. Dick Burleson is our referee today. Burton Williams, our umpire. The rest of those guys you'll see a lot of. Ackerman, Loreno, Delaney, Oldham, and Horton. It's an experienced crew out of the SEC.
We saw that face mask called on LSU. Curly Hallman said that he wanted to cut down on penalties. LSU, the most penalized team in the SEC next year.
Well, and because of that Cotton Bowl that was played last year with Miami having 266 yards of penalties, one of the points of emphasis is going to be sportsmanlike conduct. All right, now that's going to include face mask. It's going to include taunting. If a receiver gets up and spins the ball, you got a problem. It's a big play right here, 3rd and short.
2 tight ends in, Mitchell and Etheridge. It's Hurst on the toss, and he'll notch a first down. Georgia driving.
Here's the #1 prospect in the preseason. He's all confidence, parade All-American, leading rusher last year for Georgia. Gets back into the ball game, sat out all of spring because of some problems, but he's back in now. Fastest guy in that backfield. Big play by Hurst. Just has that instinct. Never offers his full body to the tackle.
This is the 11th play of the Georgia Bulldog drive. They started on their own 26. Max Strong on the carry that time, stopped up.
You know what's impressive about this drive, Mark, is the fact that they've mixed the pass and the run quite well. They're staying fairly basic. They're using a lot of different formations. Absolutely no motion. Boute's back in the ball game. We hope he's got his helmet on. He does. He'll play without one, though. He's tough.
As you said earlier, Georgia keeping it simple. It's 2nd and goal. Slot back to the left. Backs are in the eye. The toss to Hurst. Touchdown Bulldogs.
Yards last week. Watch for him all day. Garrison bangs in the right side. This time no juke moves. He just goes after it. 717 yards last year for Hurst, and a touchdown here already.
Todd Peterson will hit the convert, and Georgia takes a 7-0 lead over LSU. They make a big statement. We'll be back.
Getting to know you.
Getting to know all about you.
Not long ago, Honda and Toyota were known for the highest mileage. But today, there's Geo, the most fuel-efficient line of cars and trucks in America. Get to know Geo at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Getting to know.
A company can learn a lot in 125 years. Valvoline has. You learn in the lab, you learn on the road, you learn on the racetrack. As you learn, you make your product better. And better, and better. Today's Valvoline will keep your engine cleaner than ever before. And cleaner means more protection against engine wear. 125 years of quality. That's why people who know use Valvoline.
Oh, he looked scarier 25 years ago.
Did I?
You looked scared.
I don't know. I thought I hit it well for an innocent girl.
You were innocent for the 60s.
Any regrets?
None. You?
Just one.
What?
that I waited 25 years to give you this.
The 25th anniversary diamond, a brilliant celebration of a loving marriage.
I've got goosebumps.
Well, you've given me goosebumps for 25 years.
The Skins, the Cowboys, and an NFC East fight. It's gonna be a boogie down in Dallas Monday night.
"74 yards, 12 plays. Tally was 4 for 4, 42 yards. They went 6 runs, 4 pass, and it was very, very methodical, Mark.
Just what the offense of Wayne McDuffie is supposed to do. Mix it up, take what the defense gives them. Georgia will kick it off. Todd Peterson will kick it deep to Vincent Fuller and Marcus Carter. This is Carter. Takes it on the goal line. He's out and over to the 16. That's where the Tigers will start. Earl Fouch making the stop for the Bulldogs. And this is Chad Loop. He will direct the Tiger offense. Loop is 6'2", 207, a sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
He moved into the lineup as a starter in the 4th game last year. Played well.
Beckham and Fuller are the backs. Set in the eye. Handoff is to Jermaine Williams. Let's take a look at the LSU offense. The Tigers switching a lot of bodies in and out of this game, as I mentioned before. Curly Hallman said that he would want to rotate in a lot of offensive backs, a lot of offensive linemen. There's a look at the backs. Mawai, the leader on that offensive line for the Tigers. 2nd down. Luke rolls out to his right. It's tipped and incomplete. Marcus Carter was the intended receiver. And here's a look at the Georgia defensive line. Kurt Douglas, one of the active players on the defensive line. Greg Jackson, one of the more active linebackers.
He's the guy that just got a hand and batted that pass away.
David Hargett, one of the marquee players in that Bulldog backfield. It is 3rd and 7 at the LSU 19. Luke drops back. And he throws it incomplete for Todd Kinchin, but there's a flag on the play.
And it's a late flag.
The pass sailed way over Kinchin's head.
See, there's 2 things here. If they're going to call interference out there in the corner, and it was a late flag, there was a push. But you, number one, have to establish if that pass is catchable. And that pass was high. It was questionable whether it was catchable.
We'll wait for the call now.
It's going to go against LSU.
That will set up 4th down.
Yeah, see, they're going. You know what they're doing? They're calling him. Watch this now. Jacob right here goes in and hits the safety. You can't do that. You can't bat him out before you come back.
That was not a subtle pick at all, was it, Tim?
I don't even know who he was picking for. He just went out and threw a block.
Brian Griffith will come in to punt for the Tigers.
Well, Mark, here is LSU comes out its 1st series of the season. Now, last year they were last in scoring in the conference, 8th in the conference in total yardage, and they sputtered here early. It's a young club. That won't help them at all confidence-wise.
Chuck Carswell, who ran one back last week for the Bulldogs, will receive the punt. He returned one 71 yards against Western Carolina for a touchdown and almost had 2.
Returned one last year 71 yards against Kentucky.
Griffith gets up a nice kick. Carswell at the 36. Gets a good block. He's got a seam up the outside. And he takes it to the 45-yard line. A 21-yard punt return for Chuck Carswell. We'll be back.
Every business morning, while the rest of the world is getting up, are waking living up to that fact.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Bulletin from Chevy Truck. Now get $1,000 cash back on every new 1991 Chevy full-size. The best cash back offer on America's best-selling pickup. Now through September 25th, $1,000 on every new 1991 Chevy full-size pickup. Every half-ton, three-quarter ton, 1 ton. Every two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, all with $1,000 cash back. You must take retail delivery from dealer stock by September 25th. See your Chevy dealer for details and get $1,000 cash back now.
Hey, Dads, football's back. Got your family rallying behind you and your favorite team?
Loser!
Didn't think so. Kick off a night of laughs with dinosaurs Wednesday.
In one of the biggest games of the year, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame invade Michigan to tackle the #2 Wolverines. Plus, coaching legend Bo Schembechler's studio debut. Later that night, 5th-ranked Penn State meets the Trojans of Southern Cal. And the World Gymnastics Championships begin with a primetime special. All next Saturday on ABC Sports.
College 7, Michigan nothing. And he drew the wrath of young Ray Goff, the head coach. Watch this now. On the return, there's a clip coming up right to the left of your screen. Bang, right there. If he had waited just a second later for the defensive guy, the cover player, to turn, it would have been legal. It was close even as we speak. I'm not so sure it was a clip, but they flagged it, so that great return now, they bring it all the way back to the 25-yard line, just inside the 26, and that's where Georgia will start.
Now, in Georgia's first drive, they had 6 first downs and held the ball for 5.5 minutes. Craig Talley is back. Garrison Hurst on the toss. Out and over the 31-yard line. Georgia getting a lot of yards, Tim, on the first downs.
Well, they are, and when you think about this offense, you have to immediately think that the offense was last in the SEC in total offense and passing last year. So Wayne McDuffie has had a major effect. 48 points last week, and they scored their first drive here this afternoon.
Tim, I thought Houston was the only team that was accused of running up the score. Joe Paterno's going to take some now. 81-0. They win their game.
You got to play an opponent. Somebody that's comparable, and that was not.
Second down at the 31 for Georgia. Talley with more play action. Looks over the middle. Complete to number 80, Damon Evans.
To number 80.
16 yards on the reception. The stop by Anthony Marshall.
Well, I want to tell you something. Damon Evans used his experience there. He's a junior. Watch him now, the top of your screen. LSU is in a basic zone. See him, they get back to the hook zones. Now watch Evans slide back into the middle where nobody is. Oh, you cannot do it any better than that. That was McCorvey, 25. They're just not moving to the ball. They're getting back into the hook zones and staying there.
And Evans has gone to the sideline. Looked like he was shaken up a little bit. Talley is 5 for 5. Picture perfect for 58 yards. The handoff goes to Strong.
To Max Strong. Just across midfield.
Well, we've got a great lineup of college football on ABC. Join us next Saturday when we bring you live national doubleheader action. First at 3:30 Eastern, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish take on the number 2 ranked Wolverines of Michigan. Then at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, the 5th ranked Nittany Lions of Penn State, 81 winners today, charge into the LA Memorial Coliseum to take on the USC Trojans.
Well, you saw what Penn State did to the defending national champions, and now they come up with a mismatch today, so they're getting better every week.
Talley fakes the handoff, and this one's batted down. That one knocked down by Daryl McCorvey.
Well, that's right. See, McCorvey comes in. He's the guy they're going to bring. If LSU brings their folks and tries to put on the pressure, they're going to do it with their outside people, and they're going to do it with number 25, McCorvey. This time they sneak McCorvey right up there, the safety out on the corner. See him coming. He comes from the right side, and he jumps up and knocks it down.
Look at the freshman quarterback, Eric Zier. Interesting point. If Talley marches his team down the field in these first few series, how much will we see Eric Zier today, Tim?
Oh, you'll see him. You'll see him a lot. They want to get him as much playing time as they possibly can because he is their future.
3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Harvey and Hurst are the backs. Talley, pressure. There's a flag on the play. He rolls out, and he'll be just short of the first down.
Now, the flag is going to be on Daniel Rogers, big number 64, the left tackle for the Bulldogs. He was holding, and there's a new rule this year. That can really hurt you because now the penalty will be marked off from the point where he was holding. So instead of a 10-yard penalty, which it is, it can be more. They'll mark off the yardage from where he was holding back to the line of scrimmage, then the 10 yards. So this could be like a 14-yard penalty right here.
Costly for the Bulldogs. Mark Boutte was the player being held on the play.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down.
Left side of your screen, watch, he'll follow him all the way back. All right, right here it's legal. He's still within the shoulders, but see his arms extend right there? His arms extended, he reached out. Once you do that and the hands get away from your body, automatic holding.
Held him like a grudge. It is 3rd and 29. LSU bringing in their nickel package. Talley looks over the middle again, and it's knocked loose. Threw dangerously into the middle that time for Brian Bohannon. Anthony Marshall with a great hit on the play.
Big time play by Marshall, too. The fans here want a pass interference, and if you watch this, he really did get there before the ball. Watch number 14, Marshall, now, as he comes up and closes. See, he gets there just a second before that football. But the official's looking at it and says, hey, the timing's close enough for me. We'll say that's a legal play. That's a break right there for LSU.
So Georgia will punt the ball for the first time in this football game. Scott Armstrong will be kicking it. Receiving the punt, Todd Kinchin, a very exciting runner and punt returner for the Tigers. And he's got his chance here. Takes one up the middle. He's got room over the 45 to the 50. And out of bounds at the 42-yard line of the Bulldogs. So Todd Kinchin ignites the Tigers.
With a full-size sedan like this, power for effortless passing and on-ramp merging is a necessity. Caprice doesn't scrimp in this department. It doesn't scrimp in efficiency either, with the highest highway mileage of any V8 in its class.
The more I tested it, I knew nothing was going to stop this car except its anti-lock brakes.
Chevrolet Caprice Classic LTZ is Motor Trend Car of the Year.
When you can win over attitudes like ours with a car like this, it's got to be good.
And now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
I don't know how you expect to sell this stuff. It's too plain. There's no excitement. You're gonna need some flash here. You know, fancy commercials with big rock stars, catchy jingles, stuff like that. Now hang on, I like this. It's not plain, it's simple. Honest. Hey, an honest cereal called?
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Taste them again for the first time.
Everything else is just hot air.
Well, school hasn't started yet, but this is rush week for the sororities. Hundreds of young ladies pledged to the sororities, and Tim Brent, you know, it's kind of tough. Only 1 in 4 will end up making it.
Part of all the tradition down here in Georgia between the hedges. How about them dogs?
I was surprised. Only 1 in 4 actually make it, huh?
I see busloads of those young ladies walking around campus.
So by virtue of Todd Kinchin's 39-yard punt return, the Tigers will start things off on the Georgia 43. The handoff is to Vincent Fuller.
Here's a return by Kinchin now. Watch this. You're watching an All-American player. It's a middle return. Watch the wall set on both sides. Bang. There it is. Cleared out. Now take it right up the pipe. Now you try to get to the corner. Now you're going to take on the punter. Boy, I'll tell you, he's going to take a lot of heat for this when they watch the films. They're going to say, hey, wait a minute. That shouldn't happen. That's Garrison Hurst.
Todd Kinchin, very exciting player, the type of guy that wants the ball in clutch situations. Luke rolls out, and he's sacked back at the 48-yard line. Casey Barnum
is tackled in the backfield by number 90. Casey Barnum.
Casey Barnum is 6'3", 265. He surprised the coaches and beat out Willie Jennings. He starts at the corner. Now they're using him in a little bit different way. Here he is with the sack. They're offsetting him from the center. They're putting him over the guard. They're trying to get him a little more penetration. He was academically ineligible last year. Transferred from a junior college, but now he's playing. He gets his first sack.
The loss was 11 yards. It is 3rd and 16 at the 48-yard line. Loop back to pass. And he completes it to Marcus Carter.
Actually, that was Wesley Jacob that came across the middle. Carter cleared out for him. Only has 3 starts and 8 catches in his career. Played as a true freshman. He was a linebacker in high school.
A 9-yard gain. That sets up 4th and 7 for the LSU Tigers. Pedro Suarez is in. He will be attempting a 55-yard field goal. Jim, the coaches say he has this kind of range.
But he's not going to get it this time.
And he falls about 10 yards short. Wasn't even close on that one. So the Tigers failed to score in their first drive. Tim, we've seen a move of the field goal posts in about 5 feet, and the hash marks remain the same. A lot of missed field goals so far early in this college football season as we look at the difference.
Well, they've closed the uprights about 5 feet, almost 5 feet. What's interesting is the fact that 62% of the field goals have been made, which is comparable with last year at 67, but you see guys taking fewer chances at it. Hey, Zaire's in the ball game now, the young quarterback.
Eric Zaire, 6'2", 200 pounds. His first play of the game, hands it off to Larry Ware. Ware takes it up and over the 45-yard line.
Eric Zaire, 19 years old yesterday. Here's an interesting story. He actually left high school early. He came to the University of Georgia last spring and got his final high school courses done here at the university. They let him do that. The NCAA did because he had a 3.5 average in high school, and it was in the top 10% of his class. So he had the starting job really at spring practice before he even graduated from high school.
We spoke with him yesterday, and very bright individual. But this class is blocked at the line of scrimmage, batted down by Sean King.
Yes, old Mr. King comes in and says, "How do you do? Welcome to college football." Kroll, he'll get credit with that sack.
Now, Eric Zaire, you were talking about him earlier. He actually played in Germany, high school football in Germany. His parents are in the armed forces. And he said it was competitive football over there. 3rd and 3 for the Bulldogs. Zaire back to pass again. Throws it deep this time. He completes it to Andre Hastings.
You don't teach this. You don't want to even analyze it. You want to admire it. Watch the pressure on him. He throws this ball just by instinct, by feeling it. Watch this. And just lofts it over the pressure. Now, you talk about a timing pass. He puts it up top and just lets Hastings run under it. He put that thing and skied it to the top level here at Sanford Stadium. That is a big-time play for anybody, especially a freshman, a true freshman.
And a big gain of 48 yards and play 1st and goal on the 7-yard line. Larry Ware on that carry. He'll lose a couple of yards. The stop by Reggie Walker.
Boy, that was a big-time play. Premature balding on this guy. Couldn't be more congenial. We're talking about Zaire. Ware's number 10, the same as Fran Tarkenton and Ray Goff here at Georgia. He was 15 for 22, 172 yards and 2 touchdowns last week in his debut.
Has the potential to be the cornerstone of this program for the next few years. 2nd down for the Bulldogs. The backs are split. Zaire to pass. Incomplete. Intended for number 84, Brian Bohannon. It was broken up by Anthony Marshall, number 14 for the Tigers.
This is just a timing pattern. He's going to get to the corner as fast as he can. And Zaire's got to get the ball up there for him. That is outstanding defense. The ball was a little bit low, but they used that sideline, and he was pinned in there very, very well by Anthony Marshall, 14.
Eric Zaire facing 3rd and goal at the 8-yard line. The backs are split. Zaire looks right and fires incomplete. The fans want a pass interference, and there's a flag in the end zone, Tim.
You know what's interesting there is the side judge, who was right on the play, didn't throw the flag. It had to come all the way from the back judge.
Darryl McCorvey broke it up. It was intended for Shannon Mitchell.
There was no question in my mind that there was pass interference. I was waiting for the side judge to reach to his pocket, and he never did. It came from way back in the back of the end zone.
The referee's huddling over the ball, and here's the call.
Pass interference on the defense. Final foul. First down.
You've got the outside linebacker and the safety coming up to help out. Now, right there's pass interference. That's Wayne Williams, 23, grabbed him, and then you get it from the safety on the backside. Mugged him, took his wallet, and then waited for the flag.
Eric Zier taking the snaps. Hands it off to Max Strong, who's tripped up in the backfield. A stop made by Reggie Walker. And number 13, Ricardo Washington.
Boy, Curly Hallman right now, he's making his debut as the head coach at LSU. Had great success at Southern Miss, 23-11. He's got to be shaking his head right now saying, hey, what are we doing? We've got to get in this ball game. If they score here, we're in a whole lot of trouble. There's a man, he's the youngest of 8 children, Texas A&M grad. He was hired by Bear Bryant. Grew up in the shadow of Denny Stadium.
Hoping to draw on some of that experience right now. Second and goal at the 5-yard line for Georgia. Zier drops straight back, looks left, and he's sacked in the backfield by Wayne Williams. Tim, it looked like they were coming on a blitz that time.
They were, but you know, I was watching Ray Goff on the sidelines. He's watching his young guy go through a learning process here. He's got to either unload the ball and get rid of it. You cannot take the sack here, not when you're down inside the 10-yard line. Now watch this. They got it coming from both sides. He knows he's in trouble. He's got to just take that thing. You don't want to take the sack. Take that ball and unload it.
Well, Eric Zier can maybe chalk that one up to freshman inexperience. Back to pass on 3rd down. Garrison Hurst makes the catch. Takes it down to the 5.
You know, you talk to the coaches, you talk to Mike Bugar, who's the defensive coordinator at LSU, and they said, hey, we're going to get after Ray Goff's new kid, Zier. We're going to come in, we're going to show him different looks, we're going to blitz him, get in his face, try to shake him up, and that's what they've been doing so far, and it's worked.
Todd Peterson will come in for Georgia to attempt a 22-yard field goal. Scott Armstrong is the holder. Look at the hash marks. Look at the difference. But it doesn't matter. Peterson punches it through. And Georgia goes up 10-0. So with 13 seconds to go, the Georgia Bulldogs have taken control of this game early. A great Monday Night Football game coming up this Monday. The Washington Redskins taking on the Dallas Cowboys. That game begins at 9 Eastern time, an NFC East matchup. Tim, they've had some great battles in the past.
Well, both clubs are 1-0, and somehow Jimmy Johnson's been able to beat the Redskins even in his down years. The only win they had his first season was against the Redskins. Last year he got another one on Thanksgiving Day, so the Cowboys are using that as their confidence builder. And, you know, they had that 7-9 record last year, one game from the playoffs. They think they can win the Super Bowl down there.
My most memorable Washington-Dallas Monday night game was when Walt Garrison was stopped up by Kenny Houston on the 1-yard line, and that enabled the Redskins to win the game.
I was there, RFK Stadium.
13 seconds to go in the first quarter. Georgia leads 10-0 over LSU. And the sea of red and white begins to make their voices heard. Todd Peterson will kick it off. Back for the Tigers, Vincent Fuller and Marcus Carter. Carter takes it about 7 yards deep and goes to one knee. They'll start at the 20.
It is so important for the LSU offense to get on track. They need a confidence builder. They haven't had it. They don't want to fall much farther behind. They're down 10. You're playing on the road, hostile crowd, largest crowd in the history of the state of Atlanta to see a sporting event. You've got to get on the board. You've got to silence them a little bit. You've got to get some of the young kids at LSU some confidence.
This is exactly what Coach Curly Hallman was afraid of. This team coming out just a little bit tight. 1st and 10 from the 18. Loop back to pass. Completes it to Todd Kinchin. Kinchin fumbles it. And we also have a flag on the play. And Georgia has recovered.
I don't see the flag, but I did see the fumble. There's no question Georgia has it. Kinchin trying to get those extra yards. There it is. The flag's just about the 28-yard line.
On the offense, which is declined. First down.
All right, you've got an All-American receiver. He's trying to get some extra yards. Does pick up one block, but then trying to get past the other tackler. He loses the football, and Georgia gets it back. Boy, I tell you what, that's a tough way to go. That's a guy compared to Billy Cannon at Todd Kinchin.
Willie Jennings made the fumble recovery for Georgia. We have 1 second to play in the first quarter. The Bulldogs starting in great field position at the 31. Zion checking off now at the line of scrimmage. Looks like he sees something. Hastings makes the catch. So at the end of the first quarter, Georgia leads LSU 10-0. We'll be back.
Your biggest competitor is working on a proposal for the same job you're after.
You want this to be enlarged?
They have about the same ideas you do.
Copy this slide.
The only difference is...
Let's print it.
They own a Canon color laser copier, and you don't. Who would you give the job to? If you think you can't afford a Canon color laser copier, maybe you can't afford to be without one. Call 1-800-OK-CANON.
Getting to know you.
Geostorm. Great way to get away. 16 valves. Hello, road. The turns. The hills. This is it.
Get to know Geostorm and tame a wild ride.
Now this could be contagious.
Catch one now at your Chevrolet Geo dealer.
Getting to know you.
Everything that flies needs fuel. Jetliners get theirs from BP, one of the nation's largest suppliers of aviation fuel. At 300 airports around the country, we supply the fuel and help keep the airlines humming. BP.
Finally, a golf video that meets the real challenges faced by the average golfer. Chi-Chi's Bag of Tricks in and out of trouble with Chi-Chi Rodriguez. One of the most popular figures in the world of golf offers simple solutions to the unavoidable hazards of the game.
Now, if you can learn to hit those shots, you can save a lot of strokes.
To order your video cassette, call 1-800-4ABC-VCR and let Chi-Chi Rodriguez help your game.
Olé!
The University of Georgia celebrates its 206th year of teaching excellence.
Well, when you go to college, that's only the beginning of learning. Commencement means the beginning. So we've only laid the foundation here at the University of Georgia for the learning process that goes throughout the whole lifetime. So what you want to do is to teach your students to learn and to enjoy it. It is a lifetime proposition for them.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia. Mark Jones, along with Tim Brandt. The score at the beginning of the second quarter, Georgia leading LSU 10-0. And a look at the first quarter stats, Tim.
The most interesting thing to me, Mark, is that Georgia's thrown the ball 12 times already. They completed 21 last week. I can remember they didn't do that in 4 games in the old days.
Out of those passing yards, split between Eric Zier and Greg Talley. Zier's the quarterback now. The backs are in the eye. Zier back to pass for Hastings, bounces off his hands and almost intercepted. Joe Miro, the quarterback for the Tigers, almost had that one in his hands. Definitely a catchable ball, though. So it'll be second down. And 2 yards to go. Make that 3rd and 2 to go. Harvey and where are the backs? Seconds to go on the 20. The toss to Ware. And he'll get the first down. Juan Sendoya making the stop for the Tigers, along with William Crowell. Larry Ware had 10 carries for 45 yards last week. And Tim, Ray Goff, a lot happier, maybe so far, with the running game. Something he wanted to work on.
It certainly is something he wanted to work on, and when you throw, of course, that'll loosen things up, put the defense on their heels so you can run better.
Ware has 23 yards on 7 carries. Zier back to pass. Dumps it off to Frank Harvey. He was down.
Frank Harvey.
Corey White made the initial hit. You know, one of the things about Corey White is that he moved from inside linebacker to outside linebacker and then back outside again. He's lost 35 pounds to play better on the outside because he knew he needed more speed. He went from 250 to 215, and he's been playing pretty well out there. Redshirt sophomore.
There's no gain on the pass. It's 2nd and 10 at the 18-yard line. Zier hands it off. It's Larry Ware again.
Mark, we talked about the great recruiting that Ray Goff has done over the last 3 years. Larry Ware is part of that. Now, he was the high school player of the year in Montgomery, Alabama. He was Mr. Football in Alabama. Now, how do you get him away from Auburn and Alabama? Well, Ray Goff went down, and he had his assistants live with a guy practically within the legal limits of the NCAA. Just kept tabs with him, kept in touch with him, and then bring him out.
Great recruiting during the last 2 years for Coach Ray Goff. It's 3rd and 7. The ball is on the LSU 14-yard line. Zier overthrows Larry Ware. Anthony Marshall broke it up. Well, at the conclusion of today's game, we'll be selecting a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game from each team. And for the 21st year, through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. Todd Peterson in to attempt a 30-yard field goal from the right hash. And he shanks it.
Mark, this is what we talked about earlier. If you're going to miss with the new uprights that are closed in, you're going to miss down low because the angle is much more severe.
Bulletin from Chevy Truck. Now get $1,000 cash back on every new 1991 Chevy full-size. The best cash back offer on America's best-selling pickup. Now through September 25th, $1,000 on every new 1991 Chevy full-size pickup. Every half-ton, three-quarter-ton, 1-ton. Every two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, all with $1,000 cash back. You must take retail delivery from dealer stock by September 25th. See your Chevy dealer for details and get $1,000 cash back now.
Oh, Father, have you get your drink? What's the matter, lad?
Well, Monsignor, it looks like I couldn't raise the money to save the orphanage after all. I guess I'm a failure.
Your father, I'm not going to Hollywood after all.
Bless you, Janice.
It's a buck, Father. It's an honest buck.
Like Larry Milligan from Wall Street.
Stocks and bonds. I've invested in their future.
All you needed was a little faith, lad.
Friends, Monsignor. It's great to have friends.
In the movies, happy endings are easy, but in the real world, they take solid planning. So for peace of mind, investment advice, and buying or selling your home, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame take on number 2 Michigan in a college football classic next Saturday on ABC Sports. Well, no high fives for Tim Peterson as he missed a field goal. And the LSU Tigers now take over on the 20-yard line. So far, they had 3 plays and a punt, 3 plays and a missed field goal, 1 play and a fumble. This is their 4th possession. The handoff was to Jermaine Williams.
Jermaine Williams, running back.
Al Jackson made the stop.
Al Jackson.
Big surprise so far in the first quarter. Boston College leading Michigan.
That Stanford-Washington game should be terrific. Stanford's strong, so's Washington.
Glenn Milburn, one of the best runners in the country this year. Ohio State leading, minus Robert Smith. 2nd and 8 at the 22.
Oh, it's a big play by Dwayne Simmons, weak side linebacker. They call him the heat seeker. He's going to come right now. 100 solo tackles last year. Led the team.
It's a running back.
That was James Jacquet on the carry.
By number 42, Dwayne Simmons.
One of the many backs that you'll see rotated in the Tiger backfield during the course of this game. 3rd down, 6 yards to go on the 24-yard line. Luke back to pass. Nobody open. He tries to take it himself. And he gets out over the 25-yard line, but he's stopped up by Mitch Davis and Greg Jackson.
First, they're going to hand on him. It'll be 4th down for the Tigers.
And the Tigers will be forced to punt one more time. Brian Griffith will punt it. Chuck Carswell back deep for the Bulldogs. Carswell is standing on his 35-yard line, so they'll get good field position out of this one. Nice spiral. High kick. And Carswell takes it at the 33, takes it out over the 37-yard line, a 4-yard return. That's where the Bulldogs will start.
Today, a guy losing his hair can choose between being the man he wants to be
We look great with hair. Do something to save it.
and the man he could become.
Can't you accept nature like everyone else?
Doctors have hair loss treatment programs that are proven to work, and the sooner you see a doctor, the better.
We don't want nature. We want hair.
When you've considered the arguments,
We might look great bald.
and you decide you want hair, there's only one thing to do. See your doctor, or call this number for more information.
Not long ago, one of the first Luminous sedans was bought by a family of 5. They said they liked the gas mileage, all the room it had, and they liked the price. Since then, the Luminous sedan has quickly become the best-selling new car name in America. Apparently, a lot of people are winning with
The heartbeat of America, that's today's Chevrolet.
Now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
Coming this fall, ABC opens the files of 80 years of FBI investigations.
A federal district judge was shot and killed.
From kidnapping to murder, find out how America's most notorious criminals were captured.
I can see his eyes.
Their paranoia played into our hands.
Experience firsthand the high-stakes, high-tech game of federal law enforcement.
She was told to take it to her grave. He knew he would get a life sentence.
FBI, the untold stories coming this fall.
Welcome back to Sanford Stadium, everyone, in Athens, Georgia. Mark Jones along with Tim Brandt. Second quarter action, Georgia leading LSU 10-0. Georgia with the ball on their own 37-yard line. Eric Zier hands it off to Garrison Hurst, and he breaks it up close to the 45. Well, coming up at halftime, we'll have scores and highlights from around the country on our Prudential Halftime Report. We'll also look back at Memphis State's stunning upset of USC in Los Angeles on Monday. Plus, we'll have news from Dave Perry, supervisor of officials of the Big Ten Football Conference, regarding that controversial taunting call last Saturday near the end of the East Carolina-Illinois game. That may have cost the Pirates a shot at the victory. One of those controversial rules, Tim. Zier drops back, looks out to his left, and it's incomplete.
You know, one of the points of emphasis for all the officials this year will be that taunting. We talked about it earlier, 266 yards of penalties in the Cotton Bowl last year by Miami. That's the reason that they're putting that rule in. They don't want any taunting. They want sportsmanlike conduct. But you've got to use common sense. And in this case, I don't think they did. If there was taunting at all, you can't let it decide a game one way or the other.
Such a fine line being walked when you look at that rule. 3rd and 3 for Georgia. The ball at their own 44. Zier fakes the handoff and rolls out. And threads the needle. What a beautiful pass, complete to Shannon Mitchell.
Dangerous pass. I'm not so sure he should have thrown it. He got away with one there. Watch what happens now. This is what they call the waggle. All the motion comes away from the play, and there is a flag on it. So we'll wait and see what that is. But he could have run for that first down. See, they're going to bring it back. He waited so long. One of the linemen got downfield. They had an ineligible receiver. Watch this now. All the action goes to the left. Bang. He brings one guy out to the right. Looks for him. Okay, now it's zone coverage. He could have run that thing, but instead he throws it in between.
That ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. 5 yards, no loss of down.
So they'll move him back 5, and LSU gets a break. That'll make Curly Holman happy.
Well, the Atlanta Braves still trying to catch those Los Angeles Dodgers in the NL West.
They're tied for first. They aren't going to fall off the pace. They've been strong this entire month of August and early September.
Toronto Blue Jays, not a September team, but so far they are holding off the charging Detroit Tigers. Right here, though, it's the Bulldogs making news. 3rd and 8. Eric Zier with some play action. Incomplete. The pass intended for Arthur Marshall was broken up by Corey Raymond. So the Tigers hold.
I think Zier's struggling a little bit right now.
Interesting, Tim, to see how long it might take Coach Ray Goff to go back to his original starter, Greg Talley.
Well, Zier missed his last 3 passes while Talley was hot.
So Scott Armstrong comes in to kick. Todd Kinchin. Wow. A nice return last time, and this one is way back, and it stops dead on the 3. Kinchin picks it up. And he's down at the 17-yard line. Great kick for the Tigers.
When you buy a Super Color Special TV antenna from Radio Shack, you get a great value. And Radio Shack has everything you need to make installation easy. Best of all, you get Super Color's advanced technology for the clearest picture and sound possible. Reception so lifelike, it's incredible.
Hey, great picture, huh, Howie?
And Super Color antennas are here just in time for football. 2 great antennas for city, suburban, or long range from $24.88. Only at Radio Shack, America's technology store.
Oil. It's the lifeblood of your engine. That makes your oil filter your engine's most vital organ. That's why Fram keeps going the extra mile to make the best protection even better. Introducing the new Fram Extra Guard. New glass fiber paper stops more dirt than any other filter for the best protection ever. The new Fram Extra Guard. American or import, it's an extra lease on life.
It's Monday Night Madness from the unforgettable. Touchdown! William Perry! To the most regrettable. To the fun and the boot.
Didn't know you cared.
The very best of ABC's Monday Night Football is now available on home video. Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR for Monday Night Madness any night of the week. Only $19.98 plus $3 for shipping. That's 1-800-4ABC-VCR.
Well, back in 1976, the Georgia Bulldogs had a quarterback that could play a bit of football. His name, Ray Goff. Hey, watch the option play. Goff was all SEC, the SEC Player of the Year, and he led Georgia to the Sugar Bowl and had 5 touchdowns in this 41-27 win over Florida.
Also finished 7th in the Heisman Trophy balloting.
He's added a few pounds, though, Tim, since then.
It has. Looked more like a linebacker.
LSU on first down. Luke dumps it off on the screen pass and incomplete. The intended receiver, James Jaquette. LSU still without a first down in the ball game. And we are well into the second quarter, 9:14 to play.
You know, Scott Armstrong with that punting has really backed LSU up, kept them in a hole. He had 2 punts last week for 49-yard average. He's got 2 punts today, 52 and 56.
2nd and 10 for the Tigers. The ball at their own 16. This is Jaquette, and he is met with a sea of Bulldog players. George Brewer leading the way.
George Brewer makes the tackle for the Bulldogs.
LSU running it to the short side that time, Tim.
Trying to get Jaquette and his speed into that boundary, trying to outnumber the Georgia defense. But right now, the Dogs are running the football as well as I've ever seen them. They're running what they call an eagle front, like the Eagles. It's a 3-3 type scheme with 5 defensive backs. Now they load up the front.
3rd and 10. The backs are split. Luke back to pass, facing pressure. The pass is incomplete for Vincent Fuller, the fullback. The Georgia defense, tough, in a word.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Curly Holman go to his number 2 quarterback, Jesse Daigle, here soon, because Luke is really struggling. 2 for 6 now, only 20 yards. This one's a little bit high. He's got his man out in front, and Fuller has no shot at that ball. It's thrown too high and too far out in front.
Luke can't find the mark. Brian Griffin will try and punt the Tigers out of trouble here. Chuck Carswell back deep for the Bulldogs. High snap, but he handles it. A low driving kick, returnable ball. And Carswell is brought down near the midfield stripe. A 36-yard punt and a 1-yard return. Well, Georgia looked very impressive offensively in this game so far. They took the first series of the ball game down, marched it down, 3-yard touchdown run by Garrison Hurst. And then Todd Peterson tacked on a 22-yard field goal after that to make it 10-0 in the first quarter.
It was that first drive that really set the stage. 74 yards in 12 plays.
They were led by Greg Talley. Right now, Eric Sire. Passes incomplete.
This is Talley again.
Greg Talley came back in.
As intended for Frank Harvey.
How about that? 121 yards passing for Georgia. This is the team that always ran that eye back with Herschel and Worley and those guys. They were 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's what they were. Now they're starting to open up a little bit with Wayne McDuffie, the offensive coordinator.
So Greg Talley back in the ball game. It's 2nd down. The toss to Larry Ware. He's got some room. Ware breaking a couple of tackles before finally being brought down by Anthony Marshall. 18 yards on the run.
Wayne McDuffie says that Larry Ware reminds him of Dexter Carter out of Florida State. Look at this, the way he turns it back up against the flow of the pursuit. Tries to cut it back and get in that seam between the linebackers and the safeties.
Larry Ware with 9 carries for a total of 45 yards so far. He's been the go-to guy in the backfield. Flag on the play. As the officials will try and figure this one out.
I think LSU may have jumped.
Dead ball foul. Interior line offense. False start.
Now they'll move Georgia back.
Greg Goff looking on.
Watch the right side of your screen all the way over, number 71. That's Alec Millen. They call him the legend. Boom, just a little move, jumps up on top. Transfer from North Carolina. Does a great Mike Tyson impersonation. Just waits out and starts swinging against guys.
Wayne McDuffie loves his intensity. Talley back to pass on the screen. This is Ware. He gets a good block. Cuts it back in the middle. Ware will score. Larry Ware pulls 38 yards for the touchdown. Todd Peterson takes it 17-0 for the Bulldogs.
We just talked about his instincts and how to thread through blocks. He sets up blocks as well as anybody you'll see. It's a screen, obviously, set up by Talley. Now watch. He looks to the right, waits for Ware to clear through the middle. He kicks back out to the outside. Now watch him wait for his linemen to throw the blocks. And here they come. Roberts throws one. DeFord throws one. Then it's all up to him. He's got that 4-4 speed. Turn it loose. Once he's by the secondary, nobody's going to catch him. He came right up the middle. Talley waited before he looked to the left. He got some key blocks, too. That's a great block by Millen. Another one by DeFord. Tellis. Hey, even little Hastings was coming over to look for one. He didn't get it, but Ware cut behind him and scored anyway. High school player of the year out of the state of Alabama. They call him Mr. Football in that state. 38-yard touchdown reception for Ware.
And Georgia went 51 yards in 3 plays. He only used up 41 seconds, and Curly Hallman's worst nightmare is coming true.
You know, Ware had 1 catch last week for a 65-yard touchdown.
Florida, 14, San Jose State, nothing.
Carter and Fuller back for the Tigers. They need field position. They haven't had it so far this afternoon. This is Carter. There's a whistle on the play. The ball was down at the 10-yard line because Carter apparently called for a fair catch. That's what the referee signaled.
Ball is dead on a fair catch signal.
Well, tonight, ABC takes you down under and out west. First, meet the real Crocodile Dundee on a World of Discovery special, The Crocodile's Revenge. Then, a Young Writers movie special, all starting at 8 o'clock, 7 Central on ABC.
As we anticipated, they've made a quarterback change. Jesse Daigle, the sophomore, is now in for LSU.
This is the worst starting field position for the Tigers, as Jermaine Williams breaks it up close to the 20-yard line.
All right, there he is, Jesse Daigle, 5'11", 175-pounder. He's the quicker of the 2 quarterbacks. He likes to option play. His dad was the quarterback coach at LSU last year under Mike Archer's staff.
It is 2nd and 2 for LSU. Ball at the 18. Daigle back to pass. Not shy. Complete. Caught by Todd Kitchen.
This is complete to number 49, Todd Kitchen.
36 yards on the strike.
Yeah, we're going to see some life in this offense now. Daigle's the kind of kid that can get him going. He's extremely confident. When you've got a guy like Kitchen out there, 49, they don't get any better. You're going to see Kitchen the next couple of years in the NFL. He just has the instincts, great hands, and look at this. Defender hanging on his back. Carswell was right there, 27, and Kitchen still makes it. Boy, he had a guy wide open on the other side, too. It's Marcus Carter. Nobody even near him.
So with 6:35 to play in the second quarter, that was LSU's first down of the ball game. Daigle keeps it himself. He's run out of bounds by Dwayne Simmons of the Bulldogs.
Great decision here, too. He was looking for number 9, Wesley Jacob, down the sideline. Jacob had gone out of bounds. Well, once you go out of bounds, you can't come back in unless you're pushed down. Daigle just tucked it up, got as much out of it as he could. Very, very smart play. He's a good baseball player, too. Shortstop. Has a very strong arm.
Put those soft hands to work. Catch a few balls. The Tigers could use a few receptions right now. Big plays. Daigle hands it off. Jermaine Williams failed to gain anything on that play. Maybe a headache, but that's it.
You know, one of the problems for LSU, and they've had plenty of them today, but Chad Luke, the starting quarterback, Mark, was only 2 for 6, 20 yards. When you do that, the defense can just forget about the pass for the most part. I mean, you don't have to worry about it because you know they're going to run. They aren't having success. So now you can just kind of key on the running backs. Now he comes in, does Daigle, completes his first pass. They're going to be on their heads a little bit.
3rd and 2. The handoff to Vincent Fuller.
See what I mean? Once you pass, it's going to open that run a little bit. They're going to be on their heels, have their heads on a swivel.
Fuller with LSU's second first down of the game.
Watch the middle of your screen, number 90 rather. That's Barnum. They just ride him right out of there. That's good blocking up front. Mawai, Godfrey, Landry, just push him out of there. If you can do that, now you're establishing the new line of scrimmage about 4 yards back.
Tim, can you see LSU starting to get their offense intact now?
No question. That's what I said. Daigle put life in him with that first completion. Ball's loose.
LSU puts it on the grass. And Georgia has recovered. Another costly turnover. The first one by Kinchin. And now they fumble again.
Hargett came on the blitz and stripped the football loose. You cannot afford to put it on the ground and win a football game. Watch Hargett come in. He's on the blitz, strips it loose, ball's down on the ground, and I'm telling you right now, Beckham's got to hold on to that ball. He's got to wrap it. He didn't. He had that problem in the spring. He had it in the fall.
Greg Talley with some play action. Looks to strike quickly downfield. Almost picked up. Intended for Andre Hastings. Was broken up by Anthony Marshall, who almost made a real circus catch.
Hey, did you see him? Talley's pointing at himself, too. He says, that was my fault. He was open. He was in his seam. I just laid it up there.
Look at Marshall.
The ball was way overthrown. Marshall got a hand on it.
Marshall wearing those Vogue black socks and black cleats. That wasn't Marshall. That was Uga. It's been a dog day afternoon for the Tigers so far.
Yeah, but LSU's turned it up a notch. They got the offense going a little bit before Beckham put the ball on the ground. Now the defense seems to be playing pretty well.
Now, is that a first, Tim Brandt? I don't know. You've been around a little longer than
You know what I bet happened? I bet there's lightning out there. Very rarely will they stop a game for heavy rain, but if there's lightning in the sky, they'll get them out of there right now.
We had that happen last year in a game between USC and Ohio State in Columbus. Michigan still trailing. Talley back to pass, and the whistle goes. And it's knocked down by
my man
Boutte.
My man Boutte. He is playing some football. He's a hoss, too. 6'4", 260. Well, you can see the momentum switching just a little bit.
Scott Armstrong will punt this one away. Todd Kinchin back to receive for LSU. Kinchin catches it at the 27. Cuts it outside. The score is 17-0 for Georgia. We'll be back.
I'm Frank Gifford. Monday night from Texas Stadium, the Dallas Cowboys take on the Washington Redskins on Monday Night Football. Both the Skins and Cowboys had opening day victories. The Cowboys beat the Browns. Washington wiped out Detroit. The Cowboys, led by young quarterback Troy Aikman, are talking playoffs. Once again, the Skins talking Super Bowl. See all the action, 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
What is a commish?
Yeah. Well, it's got a long neck with a nose on the front of it.
It has big old ears.
Soft and cuddly.
Small and creepy.
Fellas, you know what a commish is?
Small and slimy.
Police Commissioner Tony Scully is the commish this fall on ABC.
We are back at Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia. Mark Jones along with Tim Brandt. Georgia pounding LSU so far, 17-0. Been 4 quarterbacks in this game so far, Tim.
Well, they've got young quarterbacks, and they're trying to work the younger ones in. Talley started for Georgia. Zaire came in. Lube started for LSU. Daigle came in. Daigle's got some new life going in this LSU club, though. The defense made a stop. Daigle's got him going. Good field position here.
And it's 2nd and 7 for LSU. The backs are split. Kinchin on the catch. Looking for room. He's stopped up just short of midfield.
Almost stopped dead, waited for that blocker. Did you see that?
Runs very well without the ball.
Oh, he's special.
With the ball, sorry. Notre Dame taking care of interstate rival Indiana. Look at Todd Kinchin. Caught 34 passes for 660 yards and 3 touchdowns last season before going out with a shoulder injury. Backs in the eye for the Tigers. Ball at the midfield stripe. Daigle fires it complete to Wesley Jacob. 16 yards on the reception.
Daigle is being impressed here. He really is starting to push this thing, and when you get catches like Wesley Jacob just made, watch this, he pays the price too. Bang! Get it from the other side. Here comes the other leg. Bang! Knock him down. Ralph Thompson was there first. He was an all-conference freshman teamer last year.
Daigle is 3 for 3 for 51 yards, and he is throwing the ball with authority. Now make that 4 for 4. Complete to the big tight end, Harold Bishop. And he takes it deep.
For the most part, tight ends in that LSU offensive scheme are just blockers. But now you've got a guy like Harold Bishop, and he's the full package. 6'6", 242. He's built like a NFL tight end. He's got a tough body, soft hands, so you want to get him into the offensive scheme. So now he's used his wideouts. He's used his tight end underneath, which he just did to Bishop. He's used the sprint out and the run up the middle. So right now, he's got Georgia a little bit shaky.
1st and 10 from the 12.
Yeah.
And we had some movement on the offensive line.
Yeah, see, it's Chris Truax. He's playing right guard. He's a senior. He should know better, but he's been hurt, hadn't gotten the playing time in practice, and this is what happens. See him jump there, 66, the right guard.
Illegal procedure, false start on the interior line on the offense. Repeat the down.
Tim, are you surprised that hasn't happened more with the amount of changes there have been from offense to defense with the personnel?
Well, I really am, because they have so many young people, and as you mentioned, they've switched them around. I mean, and different positions that they're playing, and they haven't played a game. This is LSU's debut.
Look at the penalties. Georgia, more penalized. 1st and 15.
They moved again.
And another whistle. And the ball is fumbled. It's thrown away. A couple of flags on the play.
I think they blew the whistle and threw the flag before the play started. They've got to bring that back. That's LSU's football.
It was recovered by Mitch Davis from Georgia.
Ball, false start. Ball never became alive.
That's right. That's right. But I'll tell you this. The officials right now aren't in sync. Got guys making calls from the other side of the field. The guy that was on the play should have known it. He tracked it down and really thought it was a fumble and was ready to give the ball to Georgia.
You could almost hear Curly Hallman breathe a huge sigh of relief, hoping that that was not a fumble, hoping that they whistled it before. And don't forget Monday Night Football, the Cowboys and the Redskins. Jimmy Johnson's making noise down in Dallas. Starts at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. 1st and 20 for the Tigers at the 22-yard line. Daigle was looking for Todd Kinchin, but he was pushed out of bounds. Kinchin wanted a flag on the play.
Yeah, Kinchin was over there in the band. He was ready to play saxophone. That's a smart play by Daigle, though. He did see him go out of bounds, and he didn't see Kinchin come back on the field, so he threw it away. Threw it as far as he could.
Look at Todd Kinchin on the sidelines.
Yeah, but watch Carter. Watch the second guy in. He'll go down and watch this. He'll come right up to the safety, and then he'll get nailed. All right, wide open now. And then he pays the price.
2nd and 20. Daigle looks over the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Harold Bishop. So the Tigers will face 3rd down. Chuck Carswell again around the ball.
I think Bishop really took his eye off of this. Watch now, the bottom left of your screen. Here comes the football. Now watch Bishop. You see his head? He looked for the defender and lost track of the football. You can't do that. You got to watch that football. If you're going to get it licked, you might as well catch the ball and score a touchdown.
May have gotten alligator arms at the last moment there. 3rd and 20. Jesse Daigle came in to replace the starter Chad Luke, and he's done well so far. But he's down. Greg Jackson. The Georgia defense bends but doesn't break.
You know what they say about 54 right here, Greg Jackson? The coaches say he's got more effort than he has ability. He's relentless, just keeps coming after you. And that's what made that play. That's a one-handed tackle.
A nice looking forearm too. A 46-yard field goal attempt now by Pedro Suarez. And they fumble the snap. Suarez ran for it the best he could. And we have a flag on the play. Ralph Thompson made the tackle.
Suarez got a bloody nose. Says, I'm not supposed to run the ball. I'm not supposed to get hit.
Who says kickers are tough?
I do. He's not tough. Got a bloody nose, though.
Kevin Mawai, the snapper on that play, did not look like a good snap.
We have a 5-yard inadvertent face mask penalty on the defense. We'll replay 4th down.
Another look at the snap, Tim.
Yeah, but you know, we blame the center. It is not the center's fault. That was Jesse Dingle, the quarterback.
Hit him right in the hands.
And he's a shortstop, too, on the baseball team. He's got to make that catch.
So Pedro Suarez will take another shot at it, this one from 32 yards out. Plenty of distance, and LSU, with 1:24 remaining in the second quarter, finally scores. It is 17-3.
Pedro Suarez. He's like Rico Suave. Put that thing right through. Split the sticks.
Looked as cool as Rico Suave on that kick.
Absolutely. Got the bloody nose, came back and said, take that, 32 yards. Bang. Boy, what a great scene here. Largest crowd in the history of the state of Atlanta to see a sporting event, and they all come to watch them between the hedges.
My first trip to Athens, Georgia, and this is really an awe-inspiring scene.
Yeah. Gotta get you to try some of that brownie pie.
I'm waiting.
They love their dogs.
And by the way, those are the most perfectly manicured hedges I've ever seen. Over 84,000 people on hand for this game.
Sanford Stadium, named after its first president, Dr. Sanford. You know, this was the first state university, really, in the American system of public higher education.
Suarez will kick it off. Hastings on the 3. And he is hammered at the 13-yard line by number 22, Darrell Williams. I mentioned the attendance, the exact number being 85,434.
This is now the 6th largest stadium on campus in the United States of America.
They expanded the stadium by over 4,000 seats this season. The Bulldogs start off, hand it off to Frank Harvey. Harvey's down to about the 17-yard line before he stopped up.
Yeah, Boutte was the first guy there again, big number 95, but he's got to wrap his arms. He's got to hold him once he had him. See, Harvey spun off of him and got another 3 yards.
LSU calls timeout.
And that's a smart play, too, Mark, because there's 1:10 left in the quarter. They've got some momentum. They've got Georgia backed up inside the 20. They want to keep that clock and save that clock because they feel now the confidence that they can get the ball back and get some more points on the board before they go in at intermission.
One more score wouldn't hurt. The ball deep in Georgia territory. They get a couple stops here. They could get some good field position out of it.
Yeah, it would help them. You know, LSU has won its season opener 5 of the last 6 years. And Curly Holman, look at him. He's laying the law down.
Last year, Curly brought his Southern Mississippi team in here and ended up losing on a last-second field goal attempt that hit the upright and bounced back.
He's going to light them up at halftime. He didn't like that first quarter at all.
He's had some success against SEC teams. He defeated both Auburn and Alabama last year. 2nd down and 6. Greg Talley is the quarterback for Georgia. He hands it off to Frank Harvey, and he is stopped up. No gain on that play.
Stop the clock again. Call timeout right now. There, they did it. All right, now you've got 1:04 left. And it'll be 3rd down and 6. I'm not so sure Ray Goff didn't make a mistake. I know he wants to get Zaire a lot of playing time, but the way Talley started this thing, he was hot. He had him moving, and he put points on the board immediately for the Bulldogs. So I'm not so sure that's the time to put your young guy in there. He's the guy of the future. They say he's good enough right now to start. But you have Talley, who's a very, very sound, fundamentally guy, makes very few mistakes. And when he came out with a hot hand, heck, leave him in there.
Talley having a tough time getting the gears to go again. And a look at Zaire's back up on the sidelines.
Yeah, Zaire had his feelings rattled a couple times. He took some licks while he was out there.
Well, as we said earlier, Greg Talley means so much to this Georgia football team. And he's facing a 3rd and 6 right now.
See about taking him out. He may have lost sync. He's missed his last 5 out of 6.
He goes to pass right now. He's got some room, but decides to throw. Almost picked off. A dangerous pass intended for Shannon Mitchell, but Anthony Marshall might have had an interception there. Talley has missed 5 of his last 6 attempts. And with the clock stopped here on the incomplete pass, LSU will get a shot at a return.
He is totally out of sync. He could have run for this first down, but instead he pulls up and he throws. And watch the throw. The throw's not even good. It's wobbling, it's behind the receiver, and there's defenders everywhere.
Scott Armstrong with a nice high spiral kick. Todd Kitchen takes it on the 44. And he clocks it up. Another turnover for the Tigers. Kinchin, the all-conference player, turns the ball over again. The 2nd time today.
Shannon Mitchell makes the recovery, but it's Kinchin now who's trying to make that little extra. You know, he knows he's got that ability. He is special, but he's trying to do too much, and he lost the ball. That is the 3rd turnover now for LSU. Watch this. He's giving ground, trying to find a wall, trying to pick up blockers. All right, now he's going to cut it upfield. When he does, he switches the ball to his right hand, and it comes loose.
So Georgia, with 42 seconds to go, the ball on the 49-yard line, they can score some points. 1st and 10. The handoff to Larry Ware, and he breaks it out. Down to the 37-yard line before being stopped by Corey Raymond. 12-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, see, now Georgia may take a timeout. Either that or go to the hurry-up. Clock stops anyway to move the chains with 32 seconds left. Boy, what a big fumble that was. Instead of LSU with the football at midfield, Georgia's got a shot at scoring here.
Ware with 10 carries for a total of 57 yards. The clock is running. Talley. Pass batted down by number 89, Sean King. That stops the clock with 21 seconds to play. Damon Evans, the intended receiver.
Second down, 10 from the 37.
2nd and 10. They need some yardage to get into field goal range. And there's a whistle.
See, now most times that whistle will go against the defense for jumping across the line of scrimmage, but I'd call that on Talley. He in the center jumped.
Dead ball, false start on the offense.
Absolutely. Somehow there was a mix-up on the snap count.
5-yard penalty back to the 42-yard line.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty, and that'll take them even further out of field goal range. Look at Larry Ware, 5.9 yard average.
All right, so he's averaging 6 yards today. Last week he averaged 4.5.
Talley dumps it off.
LSU's defense has really turned it up a notch. They're playing extremely well now. One of the things to look for, though, Mark, as the game goes along, is it's so hot out here, almost 90 degrees, and the humidity is so thick that the defense has been on the field a long time for LSU, so that could be a factor later on, a fatigue factor.
Curley trying to move a lot of bodies in and out, keep everyone fresh. 3rd and 13 for Georgia. Talley looking deep, and he's sacked back at the 48. And that effectively takes them out of field goal range.
You know what's ironic here? What's ironic is the fans are starting to boo Talley. They want Zaire back. They love this kid Zaire. But it was Talley who really started out hot. They took him out and he got out of rhythm.
And now Ray Goff trying to settle down his quarterback. Stanley Thomas sacked him.
It's just waiting too long. You had trips, 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. You can't wait for them all to clear. You either have to dump it, unload it, or run with it. Well, I'll tell you what, the Tigers are coming after it now, aren't they?
They seem inspired. They are inspired.
They are really playing some defense now.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of work Jesse Daigle can get done, getting a whole half under his belt.
See, this is a free play right now for Georgia. I mean, it's 4th and 23. Normally, you'd have to punt the ball. But with 1 second left on the clock, you've got a shot to go after the Hail Mary. Just put that thing up in desperation. Send all your receivers. Here they come, the bottom of the screen, all 3 of them.
Big Ben left.
Don't forget the guy at the top of the screen either.
Talley comes to the left side. Ball tipped up in the air and incomplete. Well, Georgia comes out and makes a statement early in the first quarter, and now they lead 17-3 after the first half. We'll return with halftime activities after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
ABC's College Football, brought to you by Today's Chevrolet, who invite you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America.
There are things in this life we can all count on. Qualities that we have come to know and trust. Pride, good friends, and simple, honest values. These are the things we know we can depend on. Chevrolet. The cars more Americans depend on.
The heartbeat of America. Chevrolet.
If you shower with soap, this is what you're missing.
Zestfully clean. Zestfully clean.
Soap leaves a sticky film behind, but Zest rinses clean away.
Zestfully clean. Zestfully clean.
Wednesdays this fall, Margaret Whitten and Terry Garr are sisters. One sister is good, the other is evil. She's a giver, and she's a taker. So it's fair to say that they never wanted the same thing. Until now. From the creator of Soap and Golden Girls, it's good and evil. An outrageous new comedy. Coming Wednesdays this fall.
I wear a white bouquet dress in my grandmother's garden this Sunday.
a dress ordered from Miller & Rhodes in Richmond, and I love it because I think it makes me look even thinner than I am. My pale blonde hair, pulled back by a white velvet bow, hangs down to my waist. I want to be Peter Pan. I also want to be a ballerina, a detective, a missionary.
Ours is a state where folks are never at a loss for dreams, nor ways to make them come true.
Nobody likes waiting in line at the supermarket. So why wait? Express yourself at a Shop-A-Snack. Pantyhose, dog food, gas at great prices. Shop-A-Snack's got what you need when you need it. Sometimes you just can't wait. So don't grow old waiting in those so-called express lanes. Get in and out quick at the fastest express lane in town.
Shop-A-Snack. We're more than just a snack.
Crimson Tide Football, Sunday at 2:30 on Channel 6. The Prudential Halftime Report. Brought to you by The Prudential. Come to the companies of The Prudential and build your future on the rock. Now reporting from New York, Roger Twyble.
And hi, everybody, and welcome back to our ABC Sports Studios in New York and the Prudential Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on some finals, and what a final it was. Penn State beat Cincinnati 81-0. We're going to show you all the scores here. This was the first game at the newly expanded Beaver Stadium. 94,000 at the game. Watch the Nittany Lions devour the Bearcats. And it must be revenge for Cincinnati's win over State back in 1983, the last time Beaver Stadium was expanded. Believe it or not, the old record for most points allowed by Cincinnati was 71 by Houston and Ohio Wesleyan. So Joe Paterno did outdo John Jenkins and company and took a lot of pressure off them. 81-0 the final. The most points by Penn State since they beat Susquehanna back in 1926. 706 total yards. That's a new school record. Clemson opened up their season against Division I AA Appalachian State. They held them to 2 yards rushing, 34-0, the final there. Well, Texas traveled to Starkville to take on Mississippi State. And, of course, Jackie Sherrill, the new head coach of the Bulldogs. He used to be at Texas A&M. First quarter, Texas up 3-0, but State gets on the board. A 35-yard touchdown pass from Sleepy Robinson to Treddy Anderson to cap a 73-yard drive. And 3 times Texas got inside the 20, came away with just 3 points, and what a big upset for Jackie Sherrill and company. Iowa played host to Hawaii. The Rainbows opened their season at Wyoming last week, so they spent the week in Chicago. They probably should have stayed there. First quarter, Jason Elam trying to punt. Brian Wise blocks it. Philip Bradley picks it up, goes into the end zone. Hawkeyes led 14-0, and they would go on to stroll 53-10, the final in that one. Matt Rogers with a couple of touchdown passes there. Well, Vanderbilt's Jerry DiNardo made his head coaching debut this afternoon at the Carrier Dome, and it was close for the first half. Third quarter, though, Orange up 13-10, and Anthony Carter of Vandy with the reception. But Greg Walker really hit him. He fumbled. Tony Montemora, a senior defensive back, picked it up, went 37 yards for the score, his first collegiate touchdown, as Syracuse goes on to the 37-10 win over Vanderbilt. Well, Virginia and Maryland, this is an early season ACC game. It was kind of an ugly game. A lot of turnovers in this one, and we say ugly with a capital U. First quarter, Virginia's Dave Sweeney fumbles, and Mike Jarmalowicz recovers for the Terps. Then in the third quarter, the Cavaliers quarterback Matt Blunden also coughed it up, and that man Jarmalowicz, again, he recovers. Virginia lost 4 fumbles on the day. Maryland comes up with the 17-6 victory over Virginia. Well, last Monday in Los Angeles, University of Southern Cal coach Larry Smith was doing his former assistant Chuck Stobart a favor. Now, the head coach at Memphis State, Stobart would bring his team to the Coliseum. They'd get a $250,000 payday and some national exposure. And, of course, USC would get the easy win. Well, that's what USC thought, and they thought wrong. For the Tigers, it was money, exposure, and the biggest win in their history. Third quarter of this game, Southern Cal's up 10-3. Watch this now, as Keith Benton, the quarterback, will drop back and find Russell Jones 40 yards on the touchdown pass, and that tied it at 10. Now, Benton, a little mix-up in the backfield, but he'll find Jeff Bynum 4 yards on the touchdown pass, and the Tigers lead it 17-10 early in the fourth quarter. Now, the big play of the game on the ensuing kickoff, the Southern Cal deep man, well, he thinks the up man has it. The up man thinks the deep man has it. Who's got it? Well, it's the man from Memphis State, Rod Brown. Big play right there. And just a few moments later, Xavier Crawford will score from 2 yards out. That made it 24-10. That would be the final. Of course, some fans from Memphis State there at the Coliseum cheering wildly.
And when the Tigers got home at 3 in the morning, they were greeted by about 500 fans, and they were ecstatic.
We never doubted ourselves. We figured we can go out and play hard-nosed football like Coach Stobart expected us. We would come out victorious. You know, they underestimated us. Everyone said we were 17-point underdogs, so we just eliminated thinking about what the press was talking about, and we took care of business, and we're very happy.
Well, USC has this Saturday off. They've got until next week to think about that loss.
We looked at the film on Tuesday. We came out and practiced yesterday, and it was a light but long practice. Today was a shorter but more intense practice because we had pads on and we went after each other, and hopefully we started to play what I call Trojan football. Now we're going to find out a week from Saturday here when we play Penn State.
Well, what does that win mean for Memphis State to beat USC this past week? Well, they sold 2,000 season tickets and an additional 15,000 single seats for their home game tonight against arch rival Ole Miss, where a record crowd is expected at the Liberty Bowl. Big, big win. Meanwhile, Southern Cal will try to bounce back next Saturday night against Penn State, and you can see that game right here on ABC starting at 9 Eastern Time. Now, we've got some more scores for you on the ABC Sports Board.
Father, I'm against your drink. What's the matter, lad?
Well, Monsignor, it looks like I couldn't raise the money to save the orphanage after all. I guess I'm a failure.
Dear Father, I'm not going to Hollywood after all.
Bless you, Janice.
There's a buck, Father. It's an honest buck.
Like Larry Milligan from Wall Street.
Stocks and bonds. I've invested in their future.
All you needed was a little faith, lad.
Friends, Monsignor.
It's great to have friends. In the movies, happy endings are easy, but in the real world, they take solid planning. So for peace of mind, investment advice, and buying or selling your home, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
The following message is brought to you by the Southeastern Conference. Athletic and academic excellence. The Southeastern Conference, the standard for excellence.
And welcome back. We, of course, have been watching the LSU-Georgia game. We're at halftime, and Georgia leads that game by a count of 17-3. This is the coaching debut for Curly Hallman with LSU, and right now Georgia has got the best of things. Take a look at what's happened early on. First quarter, the true freshman Eric Zier, 47-yard pass to Andre Hastings. That set up a 22-yard field goal by Todd Peterson, making it 10-0 Dogs. 85,434, the largest crowd in the history of the state to see any sporting event on hand there. And right now, Georgia up by a count of 17-3. Moving on now to other action. Boston College and Michigan. This game is at halftime right now, and it's the first time Michigan and Boston College have ever played one another. The last time they got together, as we mentioned, it's the first time they played, but the last time Michigan was in Boston was in 1940. This was a Glenn Foley touchdown pass to Keith Miller, making it 7-0. They got a 34-yard field goal from Sean Wright. That made it 10-7, and Boston College now ready to pull the upset as they lead it by a count of 10-7. That game being played at Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Washington and Stanford, an early season Pac-10 matchup, and this game at halftime right now. And Washington and Stanford 21-7, the score at halftime. And we want to welcome all of those folks who have been watching Arizona and Ohio State. That game, of course, being played in Columbus, Ohio. The game we were just telling you about, Washington and Stanford, has now moved to halftime. In the second quarter, this is what happened. Jay Berry of the Huskies will go 11 yards for the touchdown, and that run gave Washington a 7-0 lead. Billy Joe Hobart threw a touchdown pass just before half. Stanford's got a tough schedule this year. Their first 4 opponents went to bowls last year, and right now 21-7 is that score at halftime. San Jose
Jose State has been a very good football team in recent years. They play their first 5 games on the road this year, and right now in the second quarter at Gainesville, they trail Florida 24-14. In that game, Shane Matthews has thrown a couple of touchdown passes for the Gators. Indiana and Notre Dame meeting for the first time in 33 years. The final there, 49-27. Rick Meyer, 3 rushing touchdowns, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Cherry Lane.
Can't believe it. Finally here. Home sweet.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, come on. We can fix this place up. After all, we're Winchesters. All I wanted was a simple life. Some investments and a home of our own. Now I wish I never heard of 1636 Cherry Lane.
Did you say 1636 Cherry Lane? This is 1639. That's 1636.
Honey, let's go home.
In the movies, happy endings are easy, but in the real world, they take solid planning. So for peace of mind, investment advice, and buying or selling your home, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
First time we met, I thought, he's cute. I'd see him on campus, and we'd talk. Then he asked me to this party on Saturday. It was a good party. But after he'd been drinking a while, he was out of control. And people are looking at me like, you're with this guy? I had someone else drive me home.
Back to our ABC Sports Studios in New York and the Prudential Halftime Report. A program note. Join us Monday night as the Washington Redskins battle the Dallas Cowboys on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. Both teams are coming off season-opening wins. Last year, they split their 2 games, each winning at home. Our coverage begins at 9 Eastern. As we move inside the 20 this week, we have to recognize an achievement from last week by Houston quarterback David Klingler. Against Louisiana Tech, he threw an NCAA record 6 touchdown passes in the second quarter and 9 for the game. If he can catch that many fish today, he should be happy. The Cougars have the day off, and Klingler went fishing. Houston meets Miami in a key game on Thursday night in the Orange Bowl. Speaking of the Canes, they behaved like perfect gentlemen in their win last Saturday against Arkansas. But the new no taunting or Miami rule was very evident later that day in the East Carolina-Illinois game. With 1:46 left in the game at Champaign, Illinois, the Pirates pulled within 7 of the Illini, and they covered the ensuing onside kickoff, and the celebration was on. But 2 officials considered the ECU players' actions to be unsportsmanlike under the new rule. Yet the Big Ten and Southern independent officials could not identify the guilty parties. Immediately following the game, in an evaluation session that's part of the Big Ten's officiating program, the crew told Supervisor of Football Officials Dave Perry that a player had gestured in a demeaning manner toward the Illinois bench. East Carolina provided ABC with an end zone view that shows this was not the case. Watch the left side. We'll zero in, and it shows the players are just celebrating and not taunting the Illinois bench. Dave Perry spoke with us and admits the call was incorrect.
I've concluded this, that on the basis of physical evidence only, the foul for taunting was probably too technical, should not have been called. I sympathize with the officials because in addition to that, they are telling me there were some words exchanged which were not complimentary. And perhaps that's what tipped the scale to make the officials make the foul call.
According to Perry, the way the rule is written, profanity alone should not have warranted a flag. Let's give the nod to Perry and the Big Ten for admitting the mistake, but let's hope officials can distinguish between celebrating and taunting in the close and emotional games to come this year. That's it for the Prudential Halftime Report. I'm Roger Twibell. Enjoy the second half, everybody.
The Prudential Halftime Report has been brought to you by the Prudential. Come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
Welcome back to Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia, where the Georgia Bulldogs lead their SEC rivals, the LSU Tigers, 17-3. Part of the largest crowd on hand, 85,000 plus. 85,434, in fact, as we watch the marching Georgia Bulldog Band. Tim, a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Greg Talley came out and really established the offense.
Absolutely. Talley, the senior quarterback, we said he is the stabilizer, and he gives off to Hurst. Now, Garrison Hurst is a hard runner. He's the guy that got it down there in the first place and then just bangs it in off the right tackle. Got a lot of push up front, and it was 7-0 in a hurry. Then they came right back. Watch this now. They went in with Zaire, the freshman quarterback, and this is Hastings. He'll take it down. This is for a 48-yard gain, and Hastings really had to run under it. Zaire was under pressure, didn't even look downfield, just threw it up and let Hastings run under it, and he made the big catch. Now, what that did is it set up a 22-yard field goal, and Georgia went up on top 10-0. Now, here comes Ware. What a big first half he had. Ware, 38-yard pass on a screen from Talley. Now watch him. He sets his blockers, lets him go, picks his way through, and then once he gets into the secondary, so long, folks, it's over. Nobody's going to catch Ware. He's fast and he's gone. Touchdown. That made it 17-0. LSU finally came back, but the big statistic thus far is the fact that it was 3 turnovers for the Tigers in the first half that really pushed it in the Georgia Bulldogs' favor.
A tow truck. It makes your troubles go away. And this is a Civic 4-door from Honda. It also makes your troubles go away. But it won't cost you $10 a mile to do so.
You could call one company to take your package to an address across town. And you could find somebody to take your package to any address cross-country. Then you could call a third outfit that could take your package overseas. And yet another that could take your package overnight. But there's only one company you could call if you only wanted to make one call.
Finally, a golf video that meets the real challenges faced by the average golfer. Chi-Chi's bag of tricks in and out of trouble with Chi-Chi Rodriguez. One of the most popular figures in the world of golf offers simple solutions to the unavoidable hazards of the game.
Now, if you can learn to hit those shots, you can save a lot of strokes.
To order your video cassette, call 1-800-4ABC-VCR and let Chi-Chi Rodriguez help your game.
Ole! I'd like to make a simple point about a gasoline additive called ProGuard. You see, without proper care, even new car engines accumulate deposits that can lead to a rough-running engine. Fortunately, there's a ProGuard. Added to a single tank full of gasoline, ProGuard's patented Tech-On chemistry begins cleaning deposits not only from fuel injectors, but throughout your engine's intake system for a noticeably smoother performance. ProGuard, for a smoother running engine.
ABC's College Football. Brought to you by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealer today. And by the 25th Anniversary Diamond, a brilliant celebration of the loving marriage.
Well, we're back at Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia. Mark Jones along with Tim Brandt. And a look at the first half stats shows that Georgia gained 240 yards total offense. 161 of those yards, Tim Brandt, gained via the air attack.
Yeah, but I still think the biggest thing, Mark, are the 3 turnovers. I mean, you can't afford to put the ball on the ground against a good football team and expect to win.
LSU will receive the kickoff to start the second half. Vincent Fuller and Marcus Carter are back. Todd Peterson kicking off for the Bulldogs. This is Carter. He's got some race. Oh, Oh, he was tripped up at the 32-yard line. Had a lot of room in front of him, though. 23 yards on the return. He's brought down by Chad Wilson of Georgia.
All right, it is important now for Daigle to keep this thing going. They had the momentum at the end of the first half, LSU did. He has to really keep that going, but instead, Chad Luke comes back into the ball game. Luke started. He's the sophomore, and he's back in.
Oh, to be inside the head of head coach Curly Hallman right now and try to figure that decision out. The toss goes to Fuller, and he is met by number 44, John Allen.
Boy, that was a good lick. John Allen is a senior. He was the best defensive player in spring practice and early in the fall. Coming back from a severe knee injury. You know, he and Simmons combined for 176 tackles last year, so the inside backers on this Bulldog defense are very active.
Been doing a fine job today. Vincent Fuller gained 5 yards on that play. It's 2nd and 5 for LSU. The ball at the 38-yard line. Backs in the eye. This is Fuller again. Not nearly as much yardage that time.
Ralph Thompson, the free safety, better be careful coming in late. Jumped on top of the pile. You know what, Mark? Something that we should look for early is this LSU offense has to stay on the field a while and protect the defense. And by that, I mean, we talked about the heat, how long the defense of LSU was on the field. Almost 19 minutes in that first half, the defense was on the field. This offense now has to get a pretty good drive going and let that defense rest.
Regardless of how many bodies Hallman gets in there, they're bound to be tired. Luke back to pass. Incomplete. Intended for Fuller.
I don't mean any disrespect for Chad Luke or that man, Curly Hallman. But it was Daigle that moved this team, and he was in sync, looked sharp. I'd go back to him.
Any idea, Tim, why he might go back to Luke?
None at all. None at all, other than Chad Luke has earned the spot. He's played well through the spring, the fall, and last year. But he was not sharp in the early going here, and Daigle was.
Chuck Carswell is back to receive the punt from Brian Griffith. This is Griffith's 4th punt of the afternoon, averaging 40 yards plus. This is a low line drive. Good distance on it. Carswell back at the 8. Takes it up to the middle, out to the 24-yard line. A 52-yard punt, 12 yards on the return.
Everything that flies needs fuel. Jetliners get theirs from BP, one of the nation's largest suppliers of aviation fuel. At 300 airports around the country, we supply the fuel and help keep the airlines humming. BP.
You want to spend as little as possible, yet still get the most for your money. So where do you go for tires? Your Goodyear retailer. He has a wide selection of tires at prices that are lower than you'd expect for such quality. Computer balanced, installed by experts. Where else could you pay so little for so much peace of mind? Good tires, good service, good people. Goodyear.
Instead of trying to give your car a personality, maybe you should try a car that already comes with one. The Civic Si from Honda.
The Penn State Nittany Lions head west to tackle the Trojans of Southern Cal. It's a primetime special next Saturday on ABC Sports.
Welcome back, everyone. That's quarterback Greg Talley, 7 of 15, and marched his team down in the first quarter efficiently and effectively. Then Sire came in, number 10. The backup quarterback came in the third series. Did not move the team that well, was not that effective since that time. Talley came back into the second quarter, and he has played since.
Yeah, but Sire's got his helmet on. He may be back in this ball game soon.
The toss to number 24, Larry Ware.
Larry Ware.
The reason I say that, Mark, is because Talley missed 8 of his last 10 passes.
And a look at some of the stats. Talley, like I said, had a good first half, first quarter, in fact, more specifically. And the LSU defensive leaders, well, a lot of tackles, but they've been on the field too long, Tim.
Well, they have 19 minutes in that first half.
2nd and 1. The reverse. This is Hastings. A lot of traffic back there. He eludes 3 LSU tacklers. Heads out to the 34. Good bit of running by Hastings. Wasn't the way the play was designed, Tim, but he still made some positive yardage.
LSU had him surrounded for a big loss. Instead, they don't wrap their arms, they don't close down on him, and he goes ahead and picks up the first.
Andre Hastings last week against Western Carolina, 12 catches for 72 yards. Talley the play action. Complete over the middle to number 80, Damon Evans. A 16-yard gain and a first down for Georgia.
LSU's got to hide some more defenses. They've got to get a little more salty. They're sitting back in a zone. See, they're already backpedaling, playing soft. Then all you got to do is just come into the seam, and you're going to be wide open. That was Damon Evans with the catch.
That was his 3rd of the afternoon. 1st and 10 from the 49. The toss to Larry Ware.
Larry Ware.
Ware stopped up by Mark Boutte, but not before he got into LSU territory in the 43.
Larry Ware is not that big. He's only 5'9", if that, 180 pounds. But he's got great feet. He's got those fast twitch, muscle fibers, never offers his full body up to the tackler. He is a good running back.
12 carries for 73 yards, 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs. The backs are in the eye. Ware again. Nothing doing on that play. Met by 3 tacklers, led by Corey White.
LSU better have learned that if you're going to stop him, you better wrap your arms and hold on to him, because he'll spin out. You can't stop him with one arm.
It is 3rd and 1 for Georgia. 11:13 remaining in the 3rd quarter. This is their opening drive of the 2nd half. And Ware has some room. Close to the 35, gets to the 36, and it's a first down. Marshall and White brought him down. So Larry Ware, the real workhorse this afternoon for Georgia. First and 10. Backs are in the eye. Talley to pass. He completes it to number 12, Arthur Marshall. Marshall juggled it a little bit, but held on. Stopped up by Marshall.
Marshall tackled by Marshall. All right, Talley does a good thing right now. See, he's open right now. Bang, get it to him. He does. He bobbles the ball, though. Now here comes Marshall, the defensive back. Anthony, the free safety, leading tackler. If you have a guy in the flat, you're by yourself, don't have help, you better tackle him high. You don't want to take a chance on his legs and missing him.
Marshall versus Marshall. 2nd and 2. The toss to Hurst. Look out, a room. He's going to score. But there's a flag on the play. A 28-yard run by Garrison Hurst, but there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And it's a clip against the Georgia Bulldogs, and oh, how that one hurts.
Watch 79, the left guard. That's Steve Roberts. Comes over, bang, right behind him, too low. You know what that is?
Shot block on the offense. Repeat the down.
Steve Roberts, see, is the state champion in wrestling when he was in high school. That's just last year. Out of Dalton, Georgia. That was a good move. He used to use that on the mat.
Illegal in football, though. Paul Etheridge, the injured player on the Georgia sidelines. I told you it was hot. Look at Uga. 2nd and 13 for the Bulldogs. The ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
Uga wants him to take that jacket off. A little bit surprising in that Georgia has played a game. They've got more penalties than LSU. 60 yards, that'll drive that man nuts, Ray Goff. But still, the big key in this ball game thus far is that LSU has turned it over 3 times.
2 of those times by their all-SEC player, Todd Kinchin. 3rd and 13. Greg Talley, the quarterback. Play action. Oh, over the middle, complete to Andre Hastings. 15 yards for the first down. Greg Talley looking cool and composed in the pocket.
Watch Merrow, number 4 on defense. He's backpedaling, giving too much cushion. Now he's coming for the INT. Well, the ball is underthrown. He's got no shot. They've got to get out of that zone. They've got to come on right now and lock up in man. They haven't done that. And Georgia's having great success.
Andre Hastings, 3 catches for 70 yards this afternoon. And Talley looks his way again. Incomplete. And he paid the price, too, didn't he?
Well, Robbie Green got the free lick, number 28. See, he's already past the up back. Now here comes Green, number 28, the safety. He knows he's got a free hit. Go ahead and take it. You know what that does? That just makes him think the next time he comes down there.
It's my world down here. Don't live in it.
Territorial rights. You're coming into my neighborhood now, pal.
2nd and 10 from the 24-yard line. Georgia leading 17-3. 9:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Talley fakes the handoff. Incomplete from Max Strong.
Talley trying to get a little tricky, run that waggle, send everybody to the wide side. He kind of reverses back by himself and just throws a little dink and dunk pass underneath.
Ray Goff on the sidelines. His 3rd year as head coach here in Georgia.
Talley had a tough time getting the play, had to wait a little extra time. Play clock now down to 10 seconds. Better get him up and snack the ball. He's down to 4.
He gets it off.
He's got a man open, too.
It's Hastings. Incomplete. Just out of his reach. Wayne Williams there to break it up for LSU. I'm not sure he could have thrown that any better, though.
No, that ball should have been caught. I mean, Wayne Williams, number 23, is already 2 steps behind him. Here comes Hastings now. The ball's right there. He's got to make that catch. He's got to give himself a better angle.
Little contact there, too. So Todd Peterson comes in to attempt another field goal for Georgia. This one coming from 41 yards. It's blocked. And Reggie Walker takes it downfield to the 47-yard line. So LSU comes up with a big defensive play. We'll be right back.
What makes the Honda Accord so different? Honda's advanced technology. In fact, one of the most amazing attributes of the Accord is its ability to transport you into the future. Really, just get in and bingo, the future. Now, can your car do that?
It's Monday Night Madness from the unforgettable. Touchdown! William Perry to the most regrettable. To the fun and the boot.
Didn't know you cared.
The very best of ABC's Monday Night Football is now available on home video. Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR for Monday Night Madness any night of the week. Only $19.98 plus $3 for shipping. That's 1-800-4ABC-VCR.
Richard Crenna and James Earl Jones.
When you work on the cover, you don't need no stinking badges.
There's a new team in town.
I'm not going to hit him. I'm too much of a gentleman.
Like hell I am.
Richard Crenna and Emmy winner James Earl Jones.
Hi, boys.
I can't remember when I've had as much fun as we've had the past couple of days.
Fun. I'd like to see what you call trouble.
Together in Pros and Cons, coming this fall.
Stick around.
Reggie Walker being worked on the sidelines. Looks more like cramps than anything else. It's so hot out there. Now here it is again. It's a low kick. Bang. Pressure comes from the outside. Now I want you to watch what happens here. All right, it was blocked by Williams. Walker gets it. He's the strong linebacker, a walk-on, and then he returns it. And returns it for big yardage. Big play, big turnaround.
Nice looking run for the defensive player. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Loop is in the ball game, looks over the middle, incomplete. Just out of the reach of Todd Kinchin.
It's a good thing Kinchin got his hand on it, otherwise that would have been picked off.
Loop yet to find the mark this game.
Watch Kinchin now. The ball is overthrown. He knows it's overthrown. Still goes high and tries to pull it down, and by tipping it like that, he moves it away from the safety because it was going right for the INT, and right over there waiting for it was Al Jackson.
Chad Loop is 2 for 8, 20 yards on the afternoon. Still trying to find the mark. A handoff to James Jaquette. He moves it up to the 46. And into Georgia territory. Stopped up by George Wynn.
Jaquette is the least experienced running back for LSU. Had some academic problems. Was ineligible last year. He has had problems putting the ball on the ground, but he is talented. And if he breaks loose, he's got great speed.
3rd and 3. The Tigers need to sustain this drive. Oh, picked off. David Hargan.
His knee touched the ground at the point of the interception, which will be a 37-yard line. First down, Dogs.
So the Georgia defense slams the door shut in LSU's face. David Hargett with the interception.
Boy, that was a poorly thrown ball, too. He was trying to get it out to Wesley Jacob, and he had already cut back up the field.
The Bulldogs take over at their own 37-yard line. The toss to Garrison Hurst. Broke one tackle, but he was stopped up right around the line of scrimmage.
4 turnovers for LSU.
It's exactly what Coach Curly Holman talked about before the game. Wanted to play it conservatively, not take many chances, but so far they have turned it over. Georgia leads with 7:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. Hastings is out to the left. Talley passing. And he's brought down and he fumbles.
LSU's got it.
LSU has the football.
So back-to-back turnovers.
Touche.
Put the Tigers back in position.
Trying to scramble out of there. Boy, White comes right behind and strips him loose.
So Curly Holman's team gets a reprieve. They'll start on the 42-yard line. They trail 17-3. LSU band hasn't had much to play about this afternoon. Luke looking deep. Jesse Daigle came into the ball game. That was Daigle. And the quarterback game of Brule.
Outstanding coverage by Charles Pledger out there, but here's the turnover story. And for Georgia, that was in the 1st. Now it's up to LSU. They got to capitalize, get in this thing. They trail 17-3, and time's starting to go short on them. 7:31 remaining in the 3rd.
You know, Georgia really hasn't taken advantage of the opportunities, Tim, to put this game away. 2nd and 10. Daigle. Complete. to Marcus Carter. Down to the 28-yard line, a gain of 14 yards on the play.
How can you not like what Daigle's done? He's come in relief in both halves, and he just lights them up. Marcus Carter with the catch. He's the team leader, especially after Kinchin went down last year. He had 24 receptions for 4 touchdowns. But Daigle's the guy right now. The young sophomore has him moving again.
1st and 10 on the 29. Jermaine Williams, the fullback, takes the handoff, and he's stopped up.
See what they started to do? They tried to run the option play, something we haven't seen all day. Daigle was going to take it down the line. Unfortunately, it was predetermined. He didn't read what the defense was doing. He should have taken the ball back out away from Jermaine Williams and gone down on the corner, but he just gave it to him.
Interesting, Alabama leading Temple 20-0. Coach Gene Stallings.
Alabama, the next opponent for Georgia.
Daigle makes the handoff, play action, screen pass. Whoa! Oh, and what a lick! Oh, man!
That's got to be incomplete. That can't be a fumble.
Referees are calling an incomplete pass. But what a hit at the end of this play.
Well, I tell you, he knows the difference between come here and sick him. Watch this. This is a free shot when the receiver's looking for the ball. You just tuck your tail, sky your eyes, and just drive right through him.
George Brewer, number 75, with the tip on that play.
Yeah, but that hit was made by Carlo Butler, and I mean to tell you, he said, how do you do?
3rd and 10. Complete to Kinchin. Down to the 8-yard line. Jesse Daigle drilled that one right into Kinchin's hands. Stopped up by Mike Jones.
He got Kinchin locked up on a linebacker, Torrey Evans. And Kinchin can beat a linebacker anytime. You know, you talk about speed with a wide receiver, forget about it. Sure, it's important, but the most important thing is being able to separate from the defender. And Kinchin does that very well.
This is the deepest LSU has been all afternoon. Ball on the 9. And they drive it inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. James Jacquet. But Tim, Jesse Daigle has been the man for LSU. He just needs the time.
Well, it surprised me that he didn't start the second half. He's the only guy that put life in the LSU offense in the first half. You see his numbers here. He's a well-schooled quarterback. He grew up in a football foundation. I mean, his dad was the quarterback coach at LSU last year under Mike Archer. So he was always in the locker room, always being instructed on what to do.
2nd and goal. Daigle keeps it on the option play. Might have been a broken play. Damon Ward on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Came out in the power eye, and then they start to run the option. Watch this. All right, there's the fake. Not a very good one at that. Boy, Damon Ward just closed up. See, his responsibility is the quarterback. On the option play, somebody takes the dive man, the pitch man, and the quarterback. Ward was locked on the quarterback.
3rd and 3. The pitch to Fuller, and he stopped short. Stopped up by Damon Ward on the play.
Here comes Fuller now. He's not a big guy, so he's not going to run over anybody. You got the linebackers in the secondary flying around in there. Dwayne Simmons made the tackle. He's 208 pounds, so he outweighs Fuller by at least 20 pounds.
And now Curly Holman has a big decision on his hands.
I'd go for it.
With 4:20 to go in the 3rd quarter, they will go for it.
He's got to go for it. And I'd come to the wide side and go to the corner and look for a pass. Here it comes. Touchdown.
Oh, Bishop dropped it. Harold Bishop had it in his hands.
They ran the right play. They had the man open. Daigle put the ball in his hands, and he dropped it.
What more could you ask for from Daigle. He put it right in Bishop's hands, Tim.
Well, this is the play I thought they should have run. Come to the wide side, put pressure on the corner and throw it. There he is, wide open. The defender fell down, and he just dropped the football.
Almost looked as if he got himself tangled up, reaching back for it a little bit.
Well, he's so big, 6'6", 242 pounds. He's got to make that catch. There's no excuse for that. Wow.
Eric Zier has come back into the ball game now for the Georgia Bulldogs. Tally is out. And we'll be back in just a minute.
Oh, he looked scarier 25 years ago.
Did I?
You looked scared.
I don't know. I thought I hit it well for an innocent groom.
You were innocent for the 60s.
Any regrets?
None. You?
Just one.
What?
That I waited 25 years to give you this.
The 25th anniversary diamond, a brilliant celebration of the loving marriage.
I've got goosebumps.
Well, you've given me goosebumps for 25 years.
At Thrifty Car Rental, we understand how therapeutic vacations can be. Getting away from the little power plays, reassessing your personal goals. So to help make your vacation a relaxing one, Thrifty offers an extensive choice of vehicles at some remarkably reasonable rates. Well, the last thing you need to be doing on vacation
More ice, Mr. Gretzky?
Maybe later.
is worrying about money.
That Michael? Yeah. Starts college next year. How's mine? Well, Mike told me the price of his first choice. I know what you mean. I got this broker at Payne Weber. She put me in a zero coupon to cover college. Mm-hmm. Huh. Well, when did she do that? It's got to be 10, 11 years. 10 years ago? How did she know that's what you needed? She asked.
A record crowd in Athens, Georgia has witnessed the Bulldogs come out, take a 7-0 lead in this game of quarterback roulette. LSU drove down 52 yards, threatened to score, and there was a fumble, actually an incomplete pass that should have been caught by Harold Bishop that might have changed the complexion of this game. Mark Jones along with Tim Brandt here in Sanford Stadium as the Georgia Bulldogs now take possession deep in their own territory with 3:45 to go in the third quarter.
Garrison Hurst giving Larry Ware a break now. Hurst is the tailback.
Second and 5 for Georgia. This is Hurst. And he's out near the first down. He's stopped up by Mark Boutte. Boutte's been in on a lot of tackles this afternoon, and we may see him in one of these Monday Night Football games in his future. Washington Redskins against the Dallas Cowboys live at 9 Eastern time on Monday.
Redskins got off to a strong start, beat Detroit 45-0. The Cowboys went out to Cleveland, went right into those dogs in the dog pound and came away with a win. Now this one's down in Texas. Boy, Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith, you don't get much better than that as far as young talent goes.
Eric Zier now is the quarterback, and he drops back to pass. Looking for Hastings, his favorite target. Tipped up, incomplete. Almost picked off by Anthony Marshall. Ray Adams broke that one up.
Yeah, but you'll have a tough time selling number 14, Anthony Marshall, that this was a great play. Adams got his hands on it. He thought he had the INT, but watch. Here comes Marshall. Ball's up for grabs. Look at number 14 now. He's looking at the ball, just overran it. Almost had the pick.
Little chancy to throw it that deep, Tim?
Not really. The ball's up on the 12-yard line. You've got a first down. You want to loosen that defense as much as you can.
Hurst looking for some room, and he finds a bit. Takes it out to the 18-yard line where he's stopped up by Joe Miro.
There is a flag, though, Mark.
But there's a flag on the play. It's a clip against the Bulldogs. That's the 8th penalty of the day for Georgia.
Now, you look at me funny when I say that's not a dangerous play. Now, after the fact...
On the offense, during the run, half the distance to the goal, repeat second down.
All right, so it's clipping on 54. After the fact, they almost picked that last play off, but the play call was smart. Watch 54 now coming out. Yeah, see, I don't know. That's questionable, too.
A little Hollywood never hurt. Sometimes it does. 2nd and 16. Ball on the 6. Backs are in the eye. Zaire. Complete to number 12, Arthur Marshall. He threw a bullet.
All right, now watch and see where they mark this. That's important. They mark it and they give him a first down. He was right there at the stake.
17 yards on the reception. And a first down for the Bulldogs.
Ball is on the 24.
That might have been, Tim, the best ball that Eric Zaire has thrown this afternoon, other than that one that set up the touchdown.
He was smoking, I'll tell you that.
2 wide receivers for Georgia. The handoff goes to Ware. Ware's had a busy afternoon. Stopped up by David Walker.
Every time Eric Zaire goes out, he's learning. He's so young, true freshman. This time last year, he's playing high school ball. He's just kind of holding it and just putting it up there. He's not deceiving anybody.
Maybe one of the subtleties that come with some experience. 2nd and 6. Play action, he rolls to his right. And he's sacked by number 89, Sean King. They didn't fool him on that play.
No, and again, they're bringing the pressure from the corner. All day long, LSU has had good containment out there. They've had good flood control. This time he goes right to it. Now watch this. See the play action? Okay, that's a pretty good fake right there. Had the ball and hit it with his back. Now goes to the outside, but there's containment out there.
A loss of 7 yards on the play. The LSU defense playing reasonably well this afternoon. That's their 3rd sack of the afternoon. But they've been on the field for a long time. You see the time remaining in the 3rd quarter. Georgia leads 17-3. More play action from Zaire. And he's sacked again. This time by Corey White. Tim, do you sense LSU taking it up a notch defensively?
I have ever since the last 4 minutes of the first half. I think the defense for LSU has been sensational ever since the middle of the 2nd period.
That'll set up a punting situation. Scott Armstrong comes in for Georgia. He'll set up 1 yard deep in his own end zone.
Yeah, the feeling the kitchen's going to break one of these things soon.
He's got to hold on to the ball, though. He's fumbled twice. This one goes over his head, and he won't get a shot at it. Georgia downs the ball at the 36-yard line. We'll return with more action between LSU and Georgia after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
I hope you're enjoying your evening.
If you suffer from chronic halitosis, try Halo. Formulated...
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer. They keep going and going and...
Tonight on the Adventure Channel, join explorer Marceau Soulaner as he unlocks the mystery of the Great Barrier Reef.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer. They keep going and going.
The Accord 4-door sedan. We took a good idea and built on it. Introducing the Accord wagon from Honda.
Tonight, meet the real Crocodile Dundee.
The crocodile that gets you, you never see.
The Crocodile's Revenge on ABC's World of Discovery tonight.
I'm not letting you drive me back to college, Daddy, until you call Alpha.
Now, Daisy.
Alabama drivers pay the lowest car insurance rates in America.
Daisy.
And Alpha consistently offers the lowest rates in Alabama.
Daisy, get in the car.
So we could be paying the lowest rates in the United States if you just call Alpha.
Daisy, I called Alpha years ago.
Put your trust in people who care. Call Alpha.
I have so much to learn.
I hope when people see Subway, bells go off and they think, good sandwich. We don't deep fry or freeze dry. Everything's fresh. Each morning, I slice tomatoes, onions. I even bake the bread. These days, people think a lot about what food to eat. Nothing's more honest than a good sandwich. So if the body's a temple, this is the place to come when the temple gets hungry.
For 25 years, Subway has quietly made some of the best sandwiches anywhere, starting at $1.69. For more information, visit the Subway near you.
Crimson Tide Football, Sunday at 2:30 on Channel 6.
There is a place like no other. A place where world-class scientists are devoting their lives to the study of nutrition. A place where extraordinary men and women are making a difference in your lifetime through their work with cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It is the finest nutrition research facility in the world. The Pennington Biomedical Research Center at Louisiana State University.
Welcome back to Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia. Mark Jones along with Tim Brent. If LSU is to win this ball game, they will have to duplicate their effort of last year, Tim, when they came back to win in the second half.
Oh, unquestionably. And they're going to have to get it from Daigle. Daigle's got to be the guy. He's the quarterback, and he's the guy that's put life in it. The defense certainly has done its job.
1st and 10, LSU with the ball on their own 36-yard line. They hand it off to number 32, Jermaine Williams. Stopped up by Greg Jackson on that play, gain of 3 yards. Pardon me, gain 1 yard.
2nd down, 9 to 37.
Jesse Daigle, the quarterback for the Tigers, hands it off to Williams again. No room. Nowhere to go. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Stopped up by Donnie May.
Donnie Mabe is another one of those guys that got away from Johnny Majors. He's out of Gallatin, Tennessee.
3rd down, 15.
Guy only bench presses 410 pounds. Bench presses the world.
3rd and 14, facing quarterback Jesse Daigle. He completes the pass to number 22, Darrell Williams. But he will be far short of the 1st down.
Darrell Williams wears his brother's old number 22. His brother was Harvey Williams. He's gone now. Kansas City Chiefs #1 pick. But Daigle wasn't able to get the offense going. And the folks here in Georgia are flying.
Are they ever? Bulldogs hoping to pop the Tigers balloon. Brian Griffith punting for LSU. Back to receive Chuck Carswell, his 5th punt of the afternoon. The last one was a good one that went 52 yards. This one a little lower. Carswell at 25. Takes it out to the 32, a 36-yard punt. 7 yards on the return.
Just how realistic is the audio system in the Lexus LS 400?
You turn the key and nothing.
When it gets this hot, you'd better get to Sears.
I hear my battery gets baked.
Only Sears has the Die Hard. In demanding tests for starting power, Die Hard performed 3 times better than industry standards.
This time, I'm getting a Die Hard.
Sears Die Hard battery. More power when you need it most.
Who's going to back it better than Sears?
Ben and Connie Studebaker look at things differently since they became parents. I'm Roger Cruel. I'm their State Farm agent. Having a family brought a lot of changes in their lives, so we thought it was a good idea to sit down and have a family insurance checkup. We started by adding to their life insurance protection. Then we went over all their family insurance to help make sure their coverage was up to date. After all, you never know what could happen.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
NFC East rivals collide. The Washington Redskins rumble into Dallas for a showdown with the Cowboys. This week on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Welcome back between the hedges in Athens, Georgia, where the Bulldogs lead the Tigers 17-3. 12:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Georgia with the ball on their own 32. The handoff goes to Garrison Hurst. Eric Zier is the quarterback. One day into his 19th birthday.
David Walkup made the tackle that time. He's the second leading tackler on this club. You know, I'm not so sure the switching of these two quarterbacks, Talley and Zier, for Georgia is good. I mean, the offensive line has struggled a little bit, hadn't been able to keep guys off the quarterbacks because their pace is different. Their rhythm is a little bit unusual.
Talked about Georgia struggling. Their possessions in the second half, they had a blocked field goal, a fumble, and a punt. Zier back to pass. He completes to Garrison Hurst.
To Hurst, and a Georgia first down at the 45-yard line.
16 yards on the reception.
Ricardo Washington had to make the tackle.
Alabama Crimson Tide rolling over Temple.
How about those Terps? Open up in that new refurbished Byrd Stadium up there and beat Virginia.
1st and 10 on the 49. Handoff goes to the up back, Max Strong. He's up to the 45. Stopped up by David Walkup. And on another tackle.
Gain is to the LSU 45-yard line.
Jackie Sherrill getting it done at Texas. It's 2nd and 4. It's Hurst again. Nice run over the right side of the line.
You see that black heart? All the Georgia players are wearing that black heart on their jersey. Now what that signifies is part of the Georgia athletic family has passed away during the past year. Frank Sintwich, the Heisman Trophy winner in '42, died. Howard Beavers, the equipment manager, passed away. Hal Hollis, the golf coach. Forrest Speck Towns, an Olympic gold medalist and track coach. Joel Eves, they all passed away over this last year. And to signify their closeness, they're wearing that black heart.
Zier looking deep. Tipped away. Broken up by number 23, Wayne Williams.
It's a close family down here in the Georgia Athletic Department. That's a great way to remember those who have passed away. It was a very unusual year, so much so that Ray Goff said he felt like he was going to funerals all the time this past year. It's been a sad year for those folks down here in Bulldog country.
You really sense a sincerity about this program when you're around them.
Absolutely.
2nd and 10 for Eric Zier. The ball is on the Tiger 38.
Ray Goff actually lost his dad last February.
Larry Ware on the carry.
Larry Ware, the 31.
Stopped up by David Walkup.
6 on the play. Bring up a 3rd down, 4.
Well, we've got a great lineup of college football on ABC. We've got a doubleheader next Saturday. First at 3 Eastern time. 3:30 Eastern time. Notre Dame against Michigan. And after that, we'll watch Penn State take on USC at 9 Eastern time, 8 Central. That's next Saturday. 3rd and 4. The backs are split. Zier completes it to Frank Harvey. 13 yards and another Bulldog first down. Look at Frank Harvey, sophomore running back from Dawson, Georgia. Got some good ones down here. Hastings is on the near side. They run the toss. Larry Ware down to the 11-yard line before being tackled by Robbie Green.
Marking on the 12-yard line.
Tim, they are just grinding that LSU defense down, aren't they?
Fatigue is starting to be a factor. This is a young offense, too, for Georgia. They started 4 seniors, 3 juniors. The rest are freshmen and sophomores.
It's 2nd and 4. Garrison Hurst scores a touchdown.
That should be enough to say goodnight. Here comes Garrison Hurst. He was the #1 prospect in the state of Georgia. Preseason All-SEC, leading rusher last year. He just tiptoes into the end zone.
Todd Peterson tacks on the extra point to make it 24-3. Curly Hallman in tough in his first SEC game.
Oil. It's the lifeblood of your engine. That makes your oil filter your engine's most vital organ. That's why Fram keeps going the extra mile to make the best protection even better. Introducing the new Fram Extra Guard. New glass fiber paper stops more dirt than any other filter for the best protection ever. The new Fram Extra Guard. American or import, it's an extra lease on life.
Just how realistic is the audio system in the Lexus LS 400?
Sunday.
We have a great life, Bella.
They thought it was the perfect place to start a family.
He is going to deliver your baby.
But someone else wants their child.
Your parents, keep them away from me. I took your baby. There's no baby here. This is my baby. This is my baby.
Sunday, the world television premiere to save a child.
The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame take on #2 Michigan in a college football classic next Saturday on ABC Sports.
Wayne McDuffie's offense is running like a well-oiled machine right now and running roughshod over the LSU Tigers. In the first quarter, they led 7-0 on a Hurst 3-yard touchdown run. Then Todd Peterson kicked a field goal to make it 10-0. After that, Larry Ware with an outstanding 38-yard touchdown run to make it 17-0. Suarez then came back to close the gap a little, but Garrison Hurst just moments ago putting more distance between the Bulldogs and the Tigers to make it 24-3. Peterson with a kickoff. That's Gary Pegues on the return. Out to the 32.
Well, Curly Holm will go back if they don't come back here, and it doesn't look like they will unless they have some dramatic changes, because Daigle got them moving, but they've been unable to push it into the end zone. But he'll look down and evaluate all his talent. I'm sure there'll be some changes next week.
And among those changes, we'll have to look at the quarterbacking position. Daigle fires incomplete to Todd Kinchin. Genshin with 2 turnovers this afternoon. 2 turnovers that cost them dearly early in the game. Second and 10, the ball into 31. Daigle overthrows Harold Bishop.
See, Daigle came in, he was hot, now he's really starting to struggle. He's 7 of 14, 123 yards. One of the big differences, too, is he hasn't had a ground attack, a running attack. LSU has 48 yards rushing. That's it. Georgia has 156.
You can almost feel the steam come out of LSU's balloon, Tim, after Harold Bishop dropped that touchdown.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, instead of being 17 to 10, now it's 24 to 3.
To the sidelines, complete to Odell Beckham. But he's short of that first down marker.
That defense is held again.
I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't get any easier for this club either. Next week, they've got to go down to College Station to play Texas A&M. That's Curly Holman's alma mater, and they aren't going to give him any welcome home, I'll tell you that.
Brian Griffith has had a very busy afternoon punting the ball for LSU. Chuck Carswell standing on his 25, calls for the fair catch. 8:37 to play in the game. It's 24-3 for the Bulldogs.
First, we created the LS400 luxury sedan. Now we've taken everything we've learned and condensed it. Introducing the Lexus ES300. All the performance of a sports sedan, all the luxury of a Lexus.
Every business morning, while the rest of the world is getting up, UPS is guaranteeing overnight delivery before 10:30 for far less than other companies charge. And every business morning, more people are waking up to that fact.
Good morning.
Good morning.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. First, trust your instincts. By all means, avoid distractions. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike. Fresh shoes, Joe.
When you talk about some of the great players in college football at LSU and in the SEC, you got to talk about this guy, Billy Cannon. Heisman Trophy winner in 1959, former great in the AFL and NFL. And Billy has the last silver Heisman Trophy. It was the 25th year anniversary when he won it.
There he is with Billy. We had dinner with him last night. He's a guest of Curly Holman this game. He spoke to the team last night.
Might have to change his speech after this performance. 24-3 with 8:37 to go. Zaire's pass is tipped, but it's complete to number 8, Jeff Thomas.
Complete to number 8, Jeff Thomas. A Georgia first down at the LSU.
First down Bulldogs, 23 yards on the play.
Ray Adams made the tackle.
Great concentration by Thomas here. Watch, the ball's tipped by the linebacker. Boom, it's behind him. He stops, does a little pirouette, makes the catch, and then still goes forward for a couple of more yards. I thought Ricky Alexander had the interception, only got the hand on it.
Zaire looking to pass again.
Pass complete.
He completes it to Colin Brandon.
You know, Wayne McDuffie, the new offensive coordinator, says this offense is a little bit of FSU, which is Florida State, Miami, the old Georgia, Louisiana Tech, the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, it's a conglomerate of everything he's ever been associated with. It's like a mutt attack.
It may be a mongrel offense, but it's barking loud right now. Play action. He completes it in traffic all the way down to the 13-yard line to Jeff Thomas. 22 yards, and they move the chains again.
Thomas again. That's the 38th pass of the game for Georgia. I mean, if anybody looked at this game, they'd say, no, that's not Georgia. Can't be. There he is, the man with the headsets, Wayne McDuffie. Now, he was the line coach at Florida State under Bobby Bowden. He was the offensive line coach under Jerry Glanville with the Falcons. What he brings is togetherness, toughness. He's got this team thinking positively. He opened up the offense. The kids love it.
I may be wrong, Tim, but I thought I saw a smile on his face. The handoff to Ware. Stopped by Anthony Marshall.
You know, you're going to see this offense start to expand, too. He wanted to keep it simple because the offensive line he didn't think was there yet. So he really has kind of gone with the basics, the simple offense, the run, run, run. But he says, hey, Bobby Bowden taught him when you learn the answer, change the question. So he's going to start opening this offense up a little bit.
Well, they said they wanted to improve on the running game, and they have done exactly that this afternoon. Piling up a lot of real estate. 2nd and 7 on the 10. Zaire's pass is incomplete for Frank Harvey.
How about Eric Zaire? I mean, you talk about a great story. Zaire enrolled in Georgia in January as part of a joint enrollment program that allows superior students to get into college before they graduate from high school. I mean, you talk about a Head Start program. He just turned 19 years old. You mentioned he spent a couple of years in Europe, 2 years there, as a matter of fact, in Germany. His dad is in the Army, a major. Then he moved back here and became the United States High School Player of the Year.
He faces 3rd and 6. A juggling act by Brian Bohannon, but a good one. It's complete. Was stopped by Marshall again and David Walker. Two guys that have been making a lot of tackles for the Tigers this afternoon, but that's a bad sign when your secondary players, Tim, are making a lot of the tackles.
I'm becoming a big believer of this Eric Zaire. I mean, he passed for 2,500 yards last year in high school, 28 touchdowns. Threw only 4 interceptions through all of that. And hadn't thrown one yet in college after 2 games.
Gets near the goal line, but there's no signal for the touchdown. But it is a first down for Georgia. They keep hammering, Tim.
Look at the fire out of the offensive line. They've already pushed the defense back 2 yards. Try to push it in the end zone. Looked like he got there. That should have been a touchdown. He's in the end zone. Once you break that plane, you're in. Now, I can't see whether it was knee touch, but it looked to me like he had already cleared the plane.
Georgia has to hurry a man off the field. Harvey scores the touchdown.
They just delayed the inevitable.
Harvey punches it over to make it 30-3. Todd Peterson's leg is getting a big workout this afternoon.
Well, they got to delay a game. It was obviously a mix-up, and they just wanted to. You know who they were missing? They were missing Bernard Williams, big number 73. They call him the pup.
Dead ball foul.
He's a sophomore.
Delay a game. 5-yard penalty on the offense.
6'9", 279 pounds.
Pup, huh?
Well, he didn't come in when he was supposed to. They call him a pup. He's a St. Bernard pup. That's one thing. Bernard Williams, Tennessee High School Player of the Year.
Todd Peterson makes it 31-3, and there is joy in Athens.
Peterson going after gives Georgia a 31-3 lead.
We invested $100 million in the latest diagnostic equipment. And another $5 million a year training our expert technicians to use it. We are Goodyear certified auto service retailers, and we believe everything we do, from tires to tune-ups, should live up to the most exacting standards of all. Yours and ours. Good tires, good service, good people, Goodyear.
First, we created the LS400 luxury sedan. Now we've taken everything we've learned and condensed it. Introducing the Lexus ES300. All the performance of a sports sedan, all the luxury of a Lexus.
Make that something. Welcome back to Sanford Stadium. Mark Jones along with Tim Brent. Georgia pounding LSU 31-3. A happy bunch in Athens, Georgia this afternoon. Don't forget that after the game, we'll have the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report with Roger Twyba back in our studios in New York. He'll be recapping the entire day in college football. Lots of scores and highlights coming up.
If you're a Georgia fan, you got to be excited. 79 points in the first 2 games.
Odell Beckham. He stopped up short of the 20. It's pretty much been the story of the day for LSU. Poor field position to start off a lot of times. Yeah, I think they're happy.
This offense was last in the SEC last year in total offense and passing. Now they come out and they've got 79 points in the first 2 games. Hallelujah, Wayne McDuffie's in town.
Aaron McDuffie has struck. Chad Luke back in the game.
Intended for Beckham.
Pass intended for Odell Beckham, incomplete. The NFC East is shaping up as a pretty good division. You'll get to see 2 of their premier teams, the Washington Redskins, the Dallas Cowboys. Tim, now that Philadelphia's out, this whole picture changes.
Well, this should be exciting, too, because the Cowboys have beaten the Redskins the last 2 years when they were weak, and now the Cowboys feel like they can compete with anybody. How about, you mentioned the NFC East. That whole division went unbeaten. First time that's happened since 1984 when the West did it.
The handoff to Sammy Seenster. He's out over the 25, out to the 27-yard line.
Michael Pembroke made the tackle for Bulldogs at the 28-yard line.
Tide continues to roll. Alabama, the next opponent in Tuscaloosa for Georgia.
2 yards to the 9-yard.
Is that a surprise or what? Michigan trying to get by Boston College. 3rd and 2, Luke. Luke's it complete to Odell Beckham again.
Complete to Beckham. Will be a first down for the Tigers.
4:09 left in the game. LSU's got to pick up the pace.
35-yard line.
Odell Beckham, just one of the many backs we've seen, but they've been relatively ineffective.
You can say that again. That's only the 8th first down for LSU the entire game.
Luke runs it up the middle. Out to the 43-yard before he's finally corralled. Tim, where do you think Curly Hallman goes from here? What does he do Monday morning at practice?
Well, he goes from here back to Baton Rouge. That's number 1. And he's going to sit down, and I guarantee he won't get much sleep. He's got some changes to make. Now, he will get some people back next week. Swan comes back, and Haskell comes back. Guys that he didn't have this trip, they'll be able to play next week. That'll help a little bit. Look at this.
Bishop makes the catch. Down to the 34-yard line, but one catch too late for Harold Bishop.
You're right. Had he caught that one in the end zone, which was right in his hands all by himself, it would have changed the complexion of this game a little bit. But, you know, I think he learned a lot in this game. And I'm talking about Hallman, because he came in, had all kinds of question marks, said he really didn't know how far he had to go yet and how good the team was. He knows now.
Loop incomplete over the middle. Dwayne Simmons upset at himself for not getting the interception. Now, Tim, we talked about the taunting rule, but can you do that for TV? Is that a penalty, too?
I'm going to tell you something. If Ray Goff sees them doing that, they better look out. They'll be running the stadium steps first thing Monday morning.
2nd and 10. It's 31-3 for the Bulldogs. 3:12 to play. Luke takes off. Runs it down to the 28-yard line. LSU usually plays a very tough schedule. This year, Tim, no exception.
No, that's right. And the next one, the only one that matters on that whole thing right now is College Station. That's where they're going next to play Texas A&M. And I mentioned that's Curly Holman's alma mater, but that's going to be another tough game for him.
Luke back to pass. Tries to run again, and he's tackled again. Tom Wallace making the stop for Georgia.
You know, for Curly Holman, it was that old story they tell, the joke about the coach that was hired by the president, and the president says, Coach, we haven't won a game in 3 years. The good news is we got everybody back. You know, that's the story here. They had all their starters back, 9 on offense, but they haven't really produced. They aren't as strong or as fast as Curly would like.
In my considered opinion, it's okay to enjoy mowing one's lawn. Oh, for heaven's sake. In fact, my snapper significantly enhances my sense of well-being. Of course, my snapper dealer was kind enough to offer a 14-day money-back test drive. The good man really stands behind his machines. So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional help. That's right. See your snapper dealer. Anything less just won't cut it.
First, we created the LS400 luxury sedan. Now we've taken everything we've learned and condensed it. Introducing the Lexus ES300. All the performance of a sports sedan, all the luxury of a Lexus.
Welcome back, everyone. A look at Curly Hallman, the head coach of the LSU Tigers. Their 4th head coach in 8 years. Not exactly job security down there in LSU. Luke completes the pass to Odell Beckham.
Curly will get him going, though. He was 23-11 at Southern Miss. Built a solid program there, and he'll do the same at LSU. Good coach.
It's 1st and 10 from the 22. The screen pass. Complete to Jacquette. 12 yards on that play. Now, regardless of the score, I guess it would be good for the team morale, if nothing else, to score a touchdown before this afternoon comes to an end.
Yeah, I'll tell you this about Jacquette. He's shown something this afternoon. He's got quick feet. Just needs a little more experience.
Hallman taking the time and opportunity with the score as it is to evaluate some players.
And Luke's building some confidence, too.
And he fires again. Complete and touchdown to Todd Kinchin. A 10-yard touchdown pass.
Luke put it right there. Kinchin is the guy that came clear. He led the SEC in receptions until he missed the last 3 games with a broken collarbone last year. Todd Kinchin's going to be in the NFL. No question about that. It's his first touchdown catch of this year. They compare him to Billy Cannon and say he's the best athlete since Tommy Casanova at LSU. He is a great one. That's 16 straight games now, Mark, that he's caught a pass.
A very fierce competitor. Pedro Suarez for the convert. It's the 5th catch of the day for Kinchin.
Hey, don't be surprised if you see Todd Kinchin playing a little basketball after this season for the Tigers down there, too. He already spent some time with the basketball team, and after his eligibility is up here, he may go back. Frustrating afternoon when you're as talented as that guy right there, Todd Kinchin. He put it down, fumbled it twice, lost it, dropped another pass he should have had. That touchdown helped soothe the pain, but not much. Every time he looks up at that scoreboard, that pain will get worse.
A look of resignation on his face after he scored that touchdown. He dropped the ball as if to say, so what?
More frustration than resignation, I think. These guys are fighters. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back now with the onside kick, trying to get it back. Only 2:14 remain. They're still down by 21, but they'll be competitive.
Yes, it's been a Bulldog block party. The Tigers loading up the left side for the onside kick. Suarez gets a good bounce out of it. But it's recovered by the Bulldogs.
Temper's starting to flare a little bit. The frustration's showing through. O'Brien Bohannon, the tight end, found himself in a little scuffle down there. Got up, went to the sidelines.
There's 2:12 to play in the game. And Preston Jones has entered the game for the Bulldogs. Handoff to Bill Montgomery. This game looking very much like last week, where the Bulldogs against Western Carolina were able to get 3 of their quarterbacks playing time in the ball game.
Well, Preston Jones has started some games. He played last week, as you mentioned. He went 2 for 4, but he started some. Matter of fact, he started against LSU last year in the opener.
The backs are in the eye. Jones hands it off to Montgomery.
Does that name Bill Montgomery ring a bell with you? Great quarterback for Arkansas and the Frank Brewers when they had those great matches between Arkansas and Texas. I should have let you answer. You lit up like a candle. You knew exactly who it was. Oh, you knew it was.
The Tigers have called timeout.
Arkansas about to come into the Southeast Conference. What they'll do then, they've got so many teams, they'll split into 2 divisions, the East and the West. Then they'll play for a championship.
Arkansas and South Carolina will enter the SEC next season.
Boy, so many changes in college football. Look at this. This is the way it'll break down. Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, the Gamecocks, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt. They'll all be in the East. Then over in the West, Alabama, Arkansas. See, by doing that, you don't break up the Alabama-Auburn rivalry, which is one of football's best. LSU, Mississippi, and Mississippi State. Then they'll play off in December, and they'll have the champion by playing that thing off. So, you know, we're getting closer and closer to a national championship.
Each team from the East will play 2 members of the West. And it will keep alive some of those traditional rivalries. And, you know, the fact that they have a championship game will generate a little revenue for the SEC. Coming up after the game, the Prudential Thrifty Car Rental post-game report.
The 42-yard line.
1:06 to play. Georgia leads LSU 31-10.
Yeah, the parties have already started here down in Athens. What a great place for college football. You talk about a major piece of Americana. This is it. They love it. It's a way of life down here.
You know, in some schools, Tim, with school not beginning, you wouldn't see a sellout crowd here. This place is different.
One of Georgia's oldest traditions is ringing the University Chapel bell following every victory on the football field. Began way back in 1890. I'll guarantee you they're starting to ring that thing right now.
Stuart Saucy is the punter now. We'll get him a little work. Todd Kinchin back to return again for the Tigers. Kinchin just wants to play despite the blowout. Lets this one go over his head for the touchback.
That's smart. That's one of the 4 don'ts of the kicking game. Never field the ball inside the 10-yard line. Want to know the rest of them?
No. Yeah, it doesn't matter right now to Curly.
Don't be off sides. Don't let the ball hit the ground, and don't clip.
Luke still in the game. Complete to Sammy Seamster. Seamster pops it up, and Georgia has the ball. With that, that is pretty much the epitome of the afternoon for LSU.
Boy, you got to wonder now. Here's Sammy Seamster. He had some academic problems, missed all of spring. He's rusty now. You can see some of that. He was the guy who really showed some impact. They call him a bullish runner, but because he missed all that time, he put it down, and there's the 5th turnover of the game for LSU.
4 of those turnovers, fumbles. Jones takes over on the 25. Tosses it out to Montgomery. And he works his way down to the 22. 35 seconds to play.
Well, looking over the entire day, Talley came in. They said he was the longtime veteran, the guy who really put some leadership into this club. He did. He started him out on the right foot. Then Eric Zier, the young phenom, comes in and showed a lot of promise. Ware and Hurst, 2 strong runners at scat back. And the offensive line, I think, did better for Georgia than anyone anticipated.
Larry Ware ending the day the same way he began it. Running effectively.
You don't want to get him hurt right now either.
Stopped up by Ivory Hilliard of the Tigers.
That stops the clock while they move the chains. 8 seconds left, and that should just about do it. I mean, it's been over since this period began.
Ware with 112 yards on 19 carries. There go the question marks about the Georgia running game.
That's right. They won the toss today and just elected to run all over LSU.
Frank Harvey's turn on that play. That'll be the last play of the game.
When your score, the Bulldogs 31, the LSU Tigers 10.
Our Chevrolet play of the games are Mark Boutte of LSU and Larry Ware of Georgia. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund.
The Terry Bowden Show, Sanford Bulldogs football. The Terry Bowden Show is proudly sponsored by Coca-Cola, you can't beat the feeling, by Hannah Steel, by Health South Medical Center, by Piggly Wiggly Food Stores, by S&K Famous Brands, by Bromberg's Jewelers, and by Colonial Bank.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome into this week's edition of the Terry Bowden Football Show. Saturday night at Cybert Stadium, the Bulldogs rolled again. They won 52-14 over Moorhead State. Somewhat of a surprising score. And Coach Terry Bowden, I only use the word surprising because when you look back to last year, the way Moorhead State closed out the 90 season, they beat Murray State 69-7 and then beat the #1 team in Division I AA, Eastern Kentucky. So they were on a roll and felt they'd do better this year. But boy, your team looked great last night.
Well, you know, Herb, there's an old saying that things are never quite as good as they seem. They're never quite as bad as they seem, but the truth lies somewhere in between. But last night, I'll tell you, the Bulldogs were very, very good.
You had to be proud of that effort, Coach, because it seems that this young football team is coming together in a hurry.
Well, I think in 2 games they've had 2 great wins, and I think from wherever you want to be at this point, we couldn't ask any more, but we've got to take each game and take them one at a time, and but we'll savor this one more day.
And we're going to savor that victory in just a moment by taking a look at all the exciting highlights. If you like scoring, then stay tuned. You're going to see a lot of it. We'll continue right after this. That while the offense struggled early in the ball game, the defense was right there to hold everything together.
I tell you, if you could ever have a team where the defense comes out playing so strong like that, you know you're going to have a chance. We were 1-2-3 punt, 1-2-3 field goal, 1-2-3 punt, but the defense kept stopping them. And you give an offense enough at-bats, and if you've got anything, if you've got any talent at all, you're going to see something start to develop. That's the way this game will progress as we start here. Look at Brian Moore, second leading tackler for the day out of Shades Valley here in Birmingham. He gets it cranked up. There's a very enthusiastic, emotional defense. Defense must be played with